This is the band Entombed, and this song is called Seeing Red. People in the chat are asking that, and then just offer up that information like I'm some disc jockey. Enjoy the tunes. We'll be going live with JT soon. Let's see who we got here today in the chat. We got Nevergoon, Just Why, Ryan Scott, Boo Boo, TK's here, Red Bar is Dead is here, Bra Momenstein, T-Zone is going to be with me today, Mike Inks, Furby, Hobo Joe, ArtJ0079, Clumsy Martian. All the best guys are here. We need a few more people. Go hit like, subscribe, tell your friends that we are in fact what is called live. I'm trying to hit the drop again. I don't know when it's gonna come. It's been a long time since. Oh, wait, I think it's about to come. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Rock and roll. Oh fuck. Nope. It's been a while since I listened to this album. Oh, here we go. Oh no, still not. Fuck. What should I talk about before the song drops? Oh! Tell your friends that we're live. I think we're about ready to rock. JT, are you ready?
Hell yeah.
Oh my God! I can't believe this. Yo, I can't believe this. Yo, I cannot believe this. It's just,
Hands up!
Oh my God! I can't believe this. Yo, I can't believe this. Yo, I cannot believe this. Yo, let me tell you something. Once again, this.
Hey guys, it is SvenStreams. I am here today with the wonderful JT. We're going to be here for a shorter time than usual. I think like 2 hours-ish. Plenty of show. I just woke up. I had a pretty good sleep. Yeah, bedhead Sven. I know. I just woke up. It's like 6 a.m. here. How are you doing, JT?
Good, man. Just finished my week. I worked today, so it's just been a busy week.
I've been taking some for the first time in like a couple of months. I've been having some good sleep and taking what is it? Melanin? Melatonin. Melanin is that's Yakub's secret ingredient for the black race.
It makes them the better people. Yeah, the more you have.
If you want to have some great guys, you need to mix a lot of melatonin in there. I think that's what I've heard. That's what Yakub said. Do people know who Yakub even is anymore?
I heard. I don't think so. He's kind of esoteric now, like friggin' the Black Israelites and their lore, right?
If you
The
don't know who
creation
Yakub
myth.
is, I think I did fan art of him once. He's like this. He's like the black,
Oh, yeah.
The creator of the white race, according to Black Hebrew Israelite belief. A big
Yep.
domed, Somali-looking, light bulb-headed motherfucker, black guy.
His brain
created
is
us.
huge. He's got a big one. He's
He
the
is, he's
smartest nigga.
Galaxy brain nigga. We can say nigga again. The campaign's over. By the way, yes, all my everything's out of my hands. All the standees, I ordered them. I shipped all the sketches. If you were one of the people who got the highest tier, the head sketches have been shipped. Everything's been shipped. So we're officially moving into the fulfillment stage. Last week I had my epic birthday. And then I went up north to visit my friend. I have some vacation pictures here. If you're interested in my vacation pictures, go follow my my Instagram, SvenStoffel, Stoffels with a 0 instead of an O. Look at this.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
where I was. Look
The
at
bros. That was sick, dude. That was a great pick.
this one. Oh, I was in the mountains up north. Look at this. Look how nice it was over there. Isn't that nice?
That's awesome. Oh yeah.
Had a
What a
lot.
vista.
Look at- I was having a little coffee. There's some birds
Man,
flying there.
The hills just roll on forever there. It's just like hill after hill. You know
It
what I mean?
was fucking beautiful.
You're surfing to one to the other constantly if you travel through that.
It was really, really nice. Oh, yeah, also this. Go check out Low Res Wonder Bread. They finally released the... Oh, this doesn't really look right on PC, but Low Res Wonder Bread. I think the video version's also going to come out. I was on their movie podcast reviewing a film, couple of Japanese films we were reviewing, having a good old time, good old talk. Recommended. Go check it out. Sven is actually a nice guy. He returns messages. I don't know what that means, but yeah, I do. I really return a lot of messages, what I'm known for. I'm mainly known for my returning of messages.
Yes.
Yes.
People, yeah, and you're an open book. Anybody can message you at any time. You're
Sure.
well known for that. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
That's an old prank. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. I still get, like, the guy's name's Red Bar is dead. I still get pinged by the Red Bar Facebook group once in a while. Where it's like...
Yeah, of course.
The old gag is if anything's wrong with Red Bar, somebody goes, oh, you need to contact the help desk center, Sven Stoffels. And then there's actual people that fall for that.
Yeah. It's a good way of promoting yourself though too.
Sure.
It's a good little
Sure.
I
So
guess.
look at this. I made a new AmericanMan.com. I'm improving the website every day. Now we have a look at this. Look how fucking pro this looks.
Oh hell yeah.
Can you believe that I'm a web developer now? I used to pay people to do my websites. Now I'm just doing
That's
it.
fucking awesome, dude. It looks super original too. Yeah. The layout is really clean. It works. It suits the American Man theme perfectly too.
Yeah, so we have
it's,
we did a new for the Patriots. You can join the Patriots if you're into that kind of thing. You get access to the private VIP Patriot Discord, where people voted on the next character in line for the American Man universe. As you can see here, Japan-chan won, and we already made a couple of Japan-chan comics. Let me show you some of these. Where is the first one that I did? Okay, well, first, here's intro. Did I do this last week? I don't think so. I don't think people have seen Japan-chan
こんに
yet.
ちは、ジャパンちゃんです。アメリカマンユニバースに参加します。
What do you think, JT?
こんにち
Of Japan-chan?
Hell yeah. I like Japan Chan.
You like her assets?
Yeah, she's stacked.
People are like, why does she have such big tits? Japanese people don't have big tits. I'm like, 'cause
Some of
it's
them
fun.
do.
It's because it's funner. You know what I'm saying? What do you want me to do? Not,
Some of them do. Some of them are stacked. So fucking not all of
there-
them, but
There's
whatever.
some of these guys, if you scroll through, and it's mostly, I'm going to have to say this, Americans. There's a problem. Americans become like chaste nuns whenever anything is like slightly titillating. When something is slightly titillating. Their programming kicks in and they go, this is degeneracy. This is Christ would never approve. You know what I'm saying? It's like, this is your boner projecting this onto me, dude. This is your guilt, your Judeo guilt being projected onto me. This is just a fun little drawing bit with some bouncing titties, you know what I'm saying? But here's the hypocrisy usually with the Americans. Sorry, Americans, I love you guys, but this is a problem with you guys. Sometimes you need an outside perspective. That's why American Man is so good.
Yeah.
Gratuitous amounts of gore, they don't care. You can show a guy slowly running over a guy's head with a truck and his head exploding, his eyes popping like cherries. They don't really care about that. But as soon as it's like even the slightest bit of like a bouncing titty, could be they're like, whoa, what's happening?
Easy
here?
now,
Shut
Gooner.
Yeah, easy now, Gooner.
Yeah, settle down. That's not Christ-like.
That's not Christ-like. Yeah. They don't care if somebody gets like slowly gutted like a fish.
They can't appreciate it. Yeah, they like the dismemberment of the human form, but not the appreciation of it intact and blossomed in its full spectacle.
Yes, but look, the artistic spectrum is more. Look, you have eros, you have sex, you have death. I like to run the whole gamut. Okay, I'd like to depict a tit once in a while. It can't only just be gore and violence, guys. Okay, Americans.
No,
there's a whole wide spectrum there. So you guys need to learn. But I grew up in Europe. Sex was everywhere.
A chick with an incredibly small waist and giant hip and boob ratio.
Now, I will say this. Of course, everything needs to be in good measure. You don't want to go too far. I understand liberalism has gone too far, but that doesn't mean that we can't also have some fun tits bouncing sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It's fine. Okay, guys, relax. It's not. It's okay. Everybody's going to be okay.
You were once a proud people who appreciated their form and ran wild and free, and now look at you, ashamed of your own reflection. Look at what they've done to us all. You know
Art Frog says, I also grew up in Europe, and nudity was not a big deal. Yeah, in European cinema. And look, it was almost too much, in my opinion, because there was like full frontal cock and ball nudity, like
heavy-handed.
Famously so. If you go even Dutch cinema, but also French cinema, I don't think Germans. The Germans probably also not that big a fan of that kind of stuff. But
at that time, I think that was how European cinema kind of set itself apart too, though. So it was like slightly exaggerated just to kind of one up the Americans a little bit, you know, and try to attract.
Well, but I don't think they were doing it in response to Americans. I think it just came naturally because it was literally everything.
For sure.
You know
but maybe like a little bit like once they realized that it was like an attraction, like something that people couldn't get elsewhere. They hammed it up maybe a little bit into the later eras.
Yeah, they definitely did get known for it. Yeah. All right, so here's some of the Japan-chan comics. So here we got. She goes, "Take this, Gaijin Kaiju," and there's like this weird esoteric. Well, you can read into this as sort of like a Vishnu cockroachy type of guy, you know. Sort of like that. Aksukiku! Yeah! And then she kicks him. She thinks she defeated the thread. She goes, Yatta! Wait, what's that smell? And then, bops, vagine, bops, bindo, bops, vagine, bindo,
oh my God.
They come swarming out of the carcass. It was sort of like a Trojan horse type of thing.
Yeah. Oh my God, like a piñata full of Indians.
Yes, exactly. In roach Indian type of guys.
Yeah, bugs everywhere.
There's a guy, Tony Leone, he says, speaking of Jew, is Mike still alive? You can't, in the first part of your sentence, act all aloof, but then go, is my internet daddy anywhere to be seen, please? Maybe you know? You fucking nerds, pussies. Stop asking me the question. I don't know. And quite frankly, we don't really give a shit that much anymore. What do you want? You want Mike David to weigh in on what? Lana Del Rey? I don't even know what that is, honestly. That's the first thing I thought of. You want to know
if he's alive? Message him on Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah, go message him. I will say this. Spoiler, I sent him a message the other week.
Oh.
I sent him a message. I said,
hell yeah.
Wake up! That's it. That's what I sent. He hasn't responded yet. We'll see. Maybe he'll respond. If he gets back to me, I'll let you guys know. That's what we used to say.
Funny.
Just say, wake up in capital
To each
letters.
other, right? Like, it's time to stream. Let's go.
Yes. Yeah, but he has not responded yet. We'll see if he responds. But you guys, you can't act all cool like this fucking Jew. Anyways, where is he? Because haven't heard from him in a while.
I miss that guy.
I kind of miss that guy. I miss his voice in my headset.
Yeah, I can't get enough of him.
Yeah, I can't really get enough of this guy. Makes me feel not so alone.
Oh my god.
Maybe he'll be back, okay?
He was my internet friend.
Holy fuck. Anyways, yes. We have more Japan-chan. Look at this. Here's the next one. Perish, you horrible Tengu goblin! Katana slasher! And of course, here's the Tengu. And then American man goes, Halt, Japan-chan! That's just my accountant, Mr. Kaikenstein.
I did see that Tengu Goblin was going viral in Japan as well, so that's perfect.
I know. Now, I don't know how accurate it is. Also, I always have to remind people of this. When you type in Tengu, of course, Tengu, great, famous mythological figure in Japanese mythology. If you type in Tengu in Google Image, it used to be the second one. Now it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The sixth one over here. You can't see it. It's behind the chat. But this guy over here, that's my drawing from when I was 17 years old.
That's a I remember that. That's a classic.
So I drew a Tengu one time, and somehow this has ended up on Yokai Wiki or whatever the fuck. So now every time anybody Googles this, this is fake news.
Man, that fucking rules.
But this is fake news because this is the 16-year-old interpretation of a Japanese figure.
Man,
by
but
me.
It's good. It was no, but that just speaks to your raw talent in like embodying the everybody.
I
agrees
guess.
Yep, that's him. That's him.
But I don't agree with it. This should be like an old scroll or something that shows up.
Oh, you're your own worst critic, man. That's all.
But
that's a huge compliment to your art style right there.
But
even a 16-year-old, it's amazing.
But we're going to even go further with this fake news thing because I think this is bad, right? I am an agent of truth, so I have to call this out. I leaned into the meme here with the Tengu. Mm-hmm. The Tengu has nothing to do with the Jews. It's kind of like mid-wittery. Because look, this meme has gone so out of proportion, but it literally has no historical accuracy at all. The Tengu are based on like ascetic, the Yamabushi monks. They're like mountain ascetics, basically. They're the opposite of Jews, you know?
I have a faint memory of us discussing this at some point too.
Perhaps. Hopefully it wasn't the...
Yeah, no, that sounds so familiar. Like, yeah, no, you're right.
They're based on these guys. Look, because these are like the Ainu race, which have European origins, not desert origins.
Japanese.
So they have like big, they have like big full beards. You know what they say? There's a theory of the Ainu people, the original tribe of Japan, like these type of guys. You know, the more beardy Japanese guys. So you have the more Chinese-y Japanese mixture, and then you have the more beardy samurai warrior mixture.
Yes.
That's these type of guys. And now we're saying that these guys are Jewish because they're being depicted as like big-nosed goblins. And the funny thing is actually, back when the European settler, the Dutch were the only people allowed to do trade with Japan because we weren't spreading Christianity over there. We didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, and, mercantilism was the key, not listen to our Jew.
Our Judeo-Christian values weren't being spread by the Dutch. We just came there for the spices and shit like that, and the coffee or whatever. I don't know where we went to Japan really. What did Japan have?
Silk, spices? Probably like
silk.
The proximity to the silk trade and stuff like that, and they had some really cool stuff in Japan too to export, mostly cultural stuff, but. Yeah. But
so these guys, the Yamabushi monks, they're like mountain ascetics, and then and just by virtue of that, they were seen as mysterious. I remember in the Samurai Champloo anime, they depicted these guys as like growing weed crops in the mountains. I don't know how accurate that is.
Right. Japan has there is like an underground weed culture in Japan that's pretty vibrant from what I've seen from the Twitter translations. Like there's Japanese expats that travel to other parts of Asia just to like grow weed for a living and shit, and then ship it back to Japan to their connections and stuff. Yeah. So I don't know how ancient it is, but they have a pretty strong subculture there.
Yeah,
for
but that's neither here nor there. What used to happen is when the Dutch they were allowed to set foot on the mainland, because of course you had they had like a port. I forget what that was called. Dejima it was called, I believe. And then when the Dutch were allowed to go on the mainland, and a daimyo or like an official would visit the town where the Dutch would be, they would hang up posters saying the Tengu need to stay inside. Because to a Japanese person, a white European already has a big nose. You know what I'm saying? To a flat-nosed, pancake-faced Asian person, a normal European nose is huge. Okay, so it's like a caricature of like a mythological. It's more European than anything. It's more Ainu European. It's definitely not Japanese, but it's like very midwintery to look at their little hat here that they have and then go, oh, that is a Tephilim. Because what the fuck? Yeah. None of this aesthetic has anything to do with the Jew. So I just think when you go down that path, it's not good. Because at a certain point, it's going to turn out, oh, this is all bullshit. And then they're going to discredit anything you've been saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then they're gonna go like. Then they're gonna go like, "Oh, you're Saturnalia, and are you associating us with like Saturn demonology? That's also fake." Because look, we can demonstrably show that this Tengu thing is bullshit. So all your esoteric crap has been bullshit. So I really don't think it's a good thing to propagate this. But nevertheless, I did partake in it. But anyways,
if you want to push something that's like against the tribe and pro-Japan, it would be after World War II, they installed a Jewish woman who was like a pretty young Jewish woman at the time. And she was like their cultural czar who basically installed feminism and a bunch of other shit and is responsible for their birth rates just plummeting. That was like the post-war cultural dictator was a Jewish woman that the U.S. purposely installed themselves.
Right? And you're seeing a lot of that stuff happening right now, of course. And again, we all knew this, that new prime minister that they have. I was hoping she was going to be actually based, but she turns out to also be like a World Economic Forum adjacent type of lady. And now you're seeing like, Uniqlo, it's a Japanese clothing store. They have it here too, all over Asia. I don't know if I think they have it in the United States as well. The ads that they're running in there now, they're also all like interracial
race
stuff.
Mixy. Oh my god.
They're going full heart into paint with that type of shit right now in Japan, but I guess we all knew that was going to happen.
I mean, I wish them the best because the backlash is just going to be the same that we, don't interrupt them while they're making mistakes. You know what I mean? That's my policy now.
Furby goes, don't tell me Uniqlo has fallen. Yeah, Uniqlo has fallen.
Hell yeah.
All of politics is really cringe performance. That means nothing. Oh, Ashley is here. Yeah, it is. We have the Uniparty, that new meme, press the blue button or press the red button. That is basically what democracy is.
Good meme.
Now. It means nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and it's clickbait. It's like a literal, our democracy is clickbait every 4 years.
It is complete performative bullshit. But I need to show you an old American man real quick. Remember this guy? This comic, he goes, Nigaro! And then you see...
yes. That's the...
Now, there's some double meaning here because Nigaro simply means run! Okay.
Yeah.
So when I read the word Nigaro, I of course giggled. I giggled to myself. I slapped my knees, crying, laughing, because of course it sounds like a different word that we all know and love. So I had to make the equation there. So here's Nigaro, the big kaiju coming into the...
I mean, it does
highbrow.
Because when you see a Nigaro, you should run or cross the street at the bare minimum.
This is multi-layered. It's so smart. This is such genius satire.
Can't fault the Asians for pairing these two sounds and sights together. You know what I'm saying?
So then we have a sort of like a sequel to Negro. Here it is. Look. Not to this time, Negro! And shout outs to Furby. Not to this time, Negro! Negro is still at it. And then she comes, knee of judgment to... Cut to the future. And we see a picture of Negro's graduation.
In high school. Just leaving high school.
That's her, the evil yeller devil. That done killed my sweet innocent boy. And there's a big Negro mama kaiju, too.
And she's nude. She can't fit in any
nude.
Clothes.
Yeah, kaiju are nude.
She's in her shower cap, which is amazing.
Yeah.
That you know that they wear shower caps.
Why should I? I shouldn't know that, but yeah, I do. I've looked up
you
plenty
should
of...
know that.
Tubing enthusiast tipped $5. Hey, it's Winston/Enzo.
Hey,
You
what's
said
up?
in a previous stream that you were short on voice actors for the American Man cartoons. I humbly volunteer as a Virginia just be forewarned. I am not Jewish, but I have a nasally, New Jersey voice with a flat effect. Just consider it.
God.
Okay, look, I could actually use some Jewy voice stuff. I was going to decline immediately, but some Jewy stuff? Yeah, I could use that maybe. Send me your tapes.
We always need new Shlomos.
You need a lot new. Usually, JT does a really good Shlomo voice.
I have a few different affects of various
Baruch
individuals.
Hashem?
Hashem?
Baruch Hashem?
Gewalt, oy vey.
I'm working on a new Jewy American Man now.
Huh?
And
really?
Let's just say that one of our favorite Jews, Ela Klein, might be making an appearance.
Oh,
Violent,
my favorite
dude.
Jiska, Ela Klein.
Ela Klein? Klein? Ugh.
Yeah, it takes. Yeah, there's a weird. What do you call it? Fuck.
It takes the wind out of my sails. That's what
it does. Yes, it does.
Also, this I should mention this. We dropped this last week. We got store.SvenStreams.com. Thank you to everybody who has enthusiastically copped some freaking heat. We upped the quality on these shirts and the hoodies. We got, of course, the great and powerful standee figurines here. So if you want to have your very own JT, you can go cop your own JT right now. You can talk to him. You can do anything. Look, once you buy your JT, you can do anything you like with him. What I'd like to do with my JT right here, I like to just respect him, have a lot of lols and laughs. But if you want to get your own JT, you can shove him up your ass. You can do whatever you want with it. You know, that's not up to me. You know what I'm saying? I like to respect my JT. True. My JT right here, he's never coming anywhere near my ass. That's what I'm trying to say. All I'm trying to say is, JT, you're never coming anywhere near my ass. But if you buy your own JT, shove him up your ass.
Kind of up to you at that point, isn't
That's
it?
up to you. You can grind that JT down, smash him into a pulp, and put the powdery JT substance into your urethra.
You could burn the top of his hat off with a blowtorch and just have a torched, charcoal version.
You could have a charcoal torched version, even. You know what I'm saying?
You could shoot the standee in the face with a pellet gun and have a hole through it if you want.
Artie says you can put your JT in a cool jar. How about this? You put JT in your no. Yes, put him in a cum jar. Then do a one guy, one JT cum jar video where you shove the jar up your ass. I'll tell you this. If you send me a video of you shoving a JT or Liz or Ash cum jar up your ass video, you get free merch for life. Okay? Well, actually one drop. You'll get one free merch.
There's
drop.
only
Can't afford that.
This is a one-time only offer. It only applies to the first person to send it in. Don't everybody rush to do it at once.
Hold up. Yeah. I don't want to. I can't get too many submissions, but yes, if you have the free time to shove a cum jar up your own ass, free merch, one drop. You know what? You'll get like a discount. I think like 10% off or something like that. I think. Yeah. So don't rush
for life.
Anyways, no once. So yeah, that's store.SvenStreams.com. Please go there. Should I just sell
Actually,
a cum
this is
jar?
really this bit is really hurting the margins.
I'm gonna see if they have jars. I'm just gonna put one empty jar here because we have an empty spot down there in the corner.
One JT standee sized empty jar.
Why is he selling empty jars in this merch store?
So weird. Fuck you, RT.
Fucking sick.
Man, that was so fun. So
Well,
funny.
actually, well, he didn't
People can
mention
do-
shoving it
people
up your
can-
ass.
No, that's true.
That's
That-
true. He
but
didn't
that's,
do anything.
that's just a celebration for completing the jar.
Yes, for completing it. Yes, a celebration for filling up your jar with spunk. Yes.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
dude.
you fill up your jar with spunk, and then to celebrate, you shove it up your own gaping ass. Okay, you fucking faggots.
This has gotten out of control.
All right, hard cut to the next subject real quick, and then we're going to get into some festivities here. But our very own Butch Killigan had a little message for you guys. Listen to this. Here he is. Let's see what he has to say.
Yo, you want the full Butch Killigan story? Arc 1 is out now. 3 volumes, over 350 pages, start to finish. And if you want the full experience, you can grab the complete collection with the art book. See how it all came together. Available now as digital download. Knuckle up. Yo.
There you go. So for everybody who did not back the campaign, because everybody who backed, of course, you got a great deal. You already have your digital versions. And as we speak, we're moving into production. I think within a couple of months, everybody's going to have their omnibus. I'm fucking so stoked for the omnibus. That's going to be crazy. But everybody's going to get their books. But if you didn't get in on the campaign, which you should be doing, you'd be an idiot not to, go check out butchkilligan.com. You can click at the top for the digital downloads or click the link below. Get caught up now. I already got started on Butch Killigan Arc 2. Have you seen the new and improved Butch Killigan character sheet? There he is. That's the new character sheet that I worked on for Butch Killigan Arc 2.
Oh yeah.
Moving into book number 4. Now, Butch Killigan is actually going to look a lot more fucked up by the end of book 4, but that would be a spoiler, so that's not really reflective right now. And now, of course, Butch Killigan has a little bell on his earring. Now, if you've read Volume 3, you know what that's all about. Very symbolic, very highbrow stuff. Go check out Butch Killigan. Go grab your copies right now. You can get them on butchkilligan.com. And without any further adieu. I need to deprogram myself from that Gavin McGinnis joke because yes, I fucked up my brain. You know what I'm saying? I need to stop.
He
saying,
had a few of those.
I know. So I need to start saying without any further ado, not to do as the joke would be, and I also need to stop saying threadmill. Right, Ashley? It's treadmill. Okay, here you go. We got this. You sent me this. I didn't even see this, but new fell for it again award. Donald Trump is planning to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yep. Give her the big old, hey, no worries. Slap her on the bum and send her back to Israel. No problem.
No problem. Yes, so we all forgot about the Epstein files. This is completely obvious now that Donald Trump is implicated, being blackmailed if he goes as far. He already went mega far, but if he goes as far as to pardon Ghislaine Maxwell, that is just completely obvious that he's been doing, what was it? People are saying that he's been having gay sex. Something like that. He might have.
Yeah, I think they got a video of him sugging. He's sugging some dick.
Yeah, he's
you know
probably
saying?
sucking some dick, fucking sucking some little kids.
And he's not just doing it like he's loving it too. While he's
he's
making
going all
a
in.
display of it, and they got him on film, like doing something heinous, like some either that or some kid stuff. But I think with Donald, I bet you it's some gay stuff, and he's just like he was calling some. A bunch of chads that they had around the White House, he was calling them attractive. Like, what guy does that? You know,
Yeah, what is that all about? Yeah,
Yeah,
you saw, you
very
see,
attractive men. It's like,
that-
dude, what?
Yeah, that's what's happening now with like you see that happening in like Zoomer spheres, even like right wing Zoom, like Nick Fuentes adjacent, like these Looksmaxer type of guys. They're all casually calling each other attractive, and hey,
That's
come on, it's not
fucking
gay. You're
weird.
a really attractive guy was talking to me. He's like, what?
Like even
aren't
calling another
Zoomers
guy
putting on
handsome.
makeup?
Yeah, they're putting on makeup. Like calling another guy handsome is like you're walking up to the line where it's like that's a compliment, but it's also like that's a little much, right? Like
I would never call
know what I'm
another guy
saying?
anything. You know what I'm saying? I avert my eyes when I speak to another guy. I look at the
Yeah.
floor. I go non-verbal. I don't want to put off any mixed messaging. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
I'm
And
not
that's like
looking at any
that's
other men.
that's the era where we come from too, and it's like it's been backslid to the point now where you have dudes calling other dudes attractive.
Yeah, what's
Now,
wrong with like appreciating the male form, bro? That's like that Stone Toss comic. Remember the guy? There's like the bodybuilder one where it's like a guy he's like doing bodybuilding and then the chicks just walk past him, but then the other guy. Yeah,
and the guys are just glued to it.
Yeah, there's like
the
there's
weirdest thing-
again there's a thin line. If you want to work out for your own health and stuff, obviously go do that, hit the gym. But when you go into like bodybuilding roided up mode, that's like body dysmorphia.
Yeah, now you're
gay
taking
shit.
drugs to look
You're gay.
like a friggin' like alpha male or whatever. What like
Yeah.
some it's like super physiological stuff. So who does that appeal to? It's like the male gaze, right? You're not appealing to the female gaze after a point. You're just going after.
When Ecosystem is working some stuff out, he says this. Ecosystem says, "Why say it in public, even if you think it?" He's like, Wait a second, Echo. You're thinking about handsome guys? Got him! You're thinking that? No, you can't think it. You can't think
The
it.
weird thing about Trump is he comes from an era where it was even more homophobic. Like being gay back in his day was illegal. So him saying that about guys is super sus too. That's
Very
the other thing you gotta
attractive
remember.
men.
Like,
Very delicious
very
guys.
attractive. I used to hang out in Studio 54, spent a lot of time in New York. They're very attractive men there. Let's face it, sometimes you go in the bathroom, you don't know what you're doing around that glory hole.
Let's just get over very attractive, delicious guys. Very nice guys. It's true.
Tall drink
it's
of
true.
water, just walking down the street, all muscles and leather.
Yeah, that's why. Yeah, what the fuck is honestly? What is up with the fucking YMCA thing? What the fuck is up with that?
Yes.
Who,
Why
that's
is it-
such
there
a
you
crazy
go. He
thing.
plays that every time, dude. What the fuck is up with that?
Yeah, what? Who thought that was a
great
good
point,
idea?
Sven. I forgot about that's so good. That nobody's mentioned that, dude. No one's mentioned that in
No,
ties
I
to
think,
this.
but listen,
Holy fuck.
what spin doctor came up with the idea? Because of course, first they had like that "I'm proud to be an American." It got so hack and tired.
Yes.
Because every regular artist, they retracted their songs. You had like Foo Fighters, he was playing some of their shit. They said, nope, you can't use it. So he had slim pickings, to be fair, okay?
Yep,
But then with the new campaign, they decided to do YMCA, literally the gayest song. Honestly, okay, I'm not exaggerating this. If you would have to come up with like an archetypal gay soundtrack, like the theme song for homosexuality, for sodomy and butt fucking, it would be YMCA. And
They dug
that's
that
what
record out of a dead gay AIDS patient's grave. That's where they found it. They're like, where are we gonna get a song? Oh, I know. I'll dig up friggin' the guy from Queen.
Yeah, when when you bury a gay guy, instead of like 2 coins on their eyes, you put 2 YMCA CDs on their face and on their gaping goatee. You
Mini
put
discs.
actually forget about that. You put an LP on their gaping goatee. That's what you do for the gay. That's
You bury
by the way,
them
face
down and you cover their butthole.
Gays get buried face down. Yeah, they believe that's what's gonna get them out of hell, or they go to gay hell. Something like that. You have to workshop this idea. But yes, you little known fact: gays get buried face down with a big vinyl record covering their.
And that little spindle hole is what replaces their original butthole. It's like to represent what was.
Well, I don't know. I think I think the average gay, an elderly gay, by the time they die, okay, I think a vinyl record covers their gaper properly, barely.
It's like
just
a tarp.
enough.
Yeah,
It's like
the hole in the middle is symbolic for what it once was.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. It's like a tree, like the lines on a tree. You know?
Yeah, the rings on it.
Yeah, the rings on a tree. It's like a little sapling. It's what you're. Before they got raped, it was like that. But then by the end of their
every
life,
subsequent time, there's less and less rings and more of a gape. Yeah.
And let's just be honest. In the '80s, they didn't get that old. The gays. Now they're getting much older.
Oh.
Too old, in fact. You know.
That's a real problem, actually. It's like shitty people living to real old age. It's a growing conundrum that we deal with. Yeah.
We need Day of the Pillow. Can you say Day of the Pillow, or is that like a YouTube?
I won't. I don't think we should go to that solution, but you know what I mean. Like,
when I say Day of the Pillow, I mean like I'm sleepy. I want to take a nap. I want to have a sleepover. Is what I mean by that. I don't mean murdering every elderly person so they can finally
just a pillow fight with them is all
like
I want to do.
I
Just
want a
have
pillow
to beat
fight.
them up with a pillow.
Yeah,
like tee-hee.
Tee-hee, like a pool noodle pillow fun time. Pool noodle pillow fun times. Hey, speaking of fun times, festivals. Do you love festivals? Do you like festivals?
Like music festivals?
Just festivals. Like they have one in Nigeria I heard of. I want to promote for you. It's called a rape festival. Or it's actually called a brutal rape festival. They have it in Nigeria. New York Post reports on this. Is New York Post, have they just had it? They're like, okay, we're just going to not be queer anymore? Or no? I don't know. Because why would they report even on this? But anyways, let me read this. I saw this. I was like, this is going to be great. I don't know yet. Let's read, okay? Let's find out what this is all about. Brutal rape festival in Nigeria sparks outrage worldwide after horrifying video of men chasing women to the street surfaces. A recent festival in southern Nigeria is part of the footage recorded during an annual Eludu fertility festival in Ozoro, Delta State, has prompted a police investigation and resulted in several arrests, with authorities confirming that multiple suspects are in custody. I didn't even know they had like a functioning police force over there. The video has sparked global outcry, with many online calling it a rape festival. I thought that was the official term, though. So you see a little woman getting raped here.
Yep.
They're raping.
They're just holding her against her will, pawing at her right now. That they're getting ready.
Yeah. I'm seeing black samurais here in the corner. Oh, man. What's happening? Why is this? What is this? Is atrocious.
This is crazy. Like
they should be arrested. They should be arrested for this. Like if Japan was a healthy country, they should be arrested.
Listen, it's springtime in Africa. This is just what happens.
Oh, look at them. Hey, yeah.
This is terrible. Sorry, I was looking at the stream, so I'm on a delay. That is terrible. This is god awful. What is going on here? This shouldn't be allowed.
Poor Japanese. All right. So then, speaking of black culture stuff, we got two gay men.
You do see me.
Where are they? There was a picture of them. Oh, maybe it's in the video. Two gay men were very liberal and audacious. They invited a black migrant into their home because they're so nice. And guess what happened? Well, they turned into the dinner because the black guy decapitated them. And probably had a nibble. Here, look at this.
Yeah, I had a little. Had a bite.
You do see me be giving evidence. Do you understand?
No.
He knows exactly what's going on.
What's your name, mate?
What?
What's your name?
Yostin Mosquera's savagely violent actions have...
Imagine the audacity of this Negro after violently decapitating people and then getting interviewed at police. You're like, I don't, well, I'm just an African. Look at me. Oh, what? Oh, I don't know nothing. What? You just murdered.
I was thinking
people.
of like, imagine like the idiocy to like judge this creature by our standard. Be like, why can't you behave? Like they import like a wild animal and they're like, why can't you behave like a civilized man? Huh?
Yeah, haven't we figured that out yet? You haven't figured that part out yet? Now look, the fact he decapitated a couple of flamers. not that.
Yeah,
you know,
I mean-
we can figure something out here. Maybe we can send some of these guys over to many more of the community.
Caught up with him.
The problem might
Train
fix
station
fix
and
itself.
Yeah, probably. I'll give them enough rope, and they will hang themselves.
It's also what's the how funny is it? There's also like a gay queer bench here. You know what I'm saying? Like the society is so rife with degeneracy that it just so happens that the bench that they're arresting him on is also like gay coded.
Yeah, that's
This
like
guy-
a meetup spot.
This guy just murdered 2 gays and he's getting arrested on a gay bench. Just everything's fucking gay.
Mascara.
Paul Longworth.
There they are.
And
Ugh.
Fuck's sakes.
I can't really say I'm that sad
Albert
about this
Alfonso
situation.
were decapitated and dismembered in their own home. They were in a civil partnership, and after getting to know Mascara, invited him to stay at their flat.
Man,
Anything you do see me
the
before? You
lube
understand?
factories are gonna be going out of business because of this black guy.
He knows exactly what's going on.
Mascara.
Decapitated
This
and
is so
dismembered
funny.
in their
Nothing
own
of
home.
value was lost. Like literally,
They-
the economic impact of the lube sales. You know what I mean? Like what the fuck?
It's so crazy to me that this guy decapitated them and then dismembered them. You'd have to be such a savage to be able to just do that to your friends, to your 2 gay
That's
friends.
cra-
Well, let's be fair. God knows
they
what
took you out boating. They took you out boating. They're like, we love this guy, and he's like, I'm gonna kill them.
But wait,
That's fun.
look, let's just be fair. We understand he's like a virile animal, but and you can
Yes,
say
yes,
that.
of
By the way, liberals listening to this you can say that about a guy who decapitated and dismembered a couple of guys. Okay, you can say
Obviously, he has some impulse control issues,
yeah,
right?
there's some problems there. Then we go like, how that's so racist. This is a guy who decapitated your best friends. You know what I'm saying? This guy
But you know what?
decapitated.
These gay guys also have impulse control issues. So it's like the trash
Sure.
taking itself out at this
But
point.
yeah, so
to me.
I'm thinking they might have they've been grooming this black guy to do their bidding, you know, to do like some heinous
Yeah.
deeds. You know what I'm saying?
This
I
is a
think.
sin.
This is a sin. this is a sin.
I am
All right,
involved
well-
in sin. I must redeem myself.
Look, don't you think?
Could be.
Like we've all seen the baby deer. When you fuck one of these white guys up the ass, they become part, like the vampiric cycle of life. They become part of the vampires. I don't think these black guys play that way. When the black guy wakes up face down on the floor with coom bubbling out of his bung.
I must kill someone. For this shame, I must kill.
That's what I think. I think that probably.
I
might
think
have-
you're right.
You know what I'm saying?
I am the giver, not the taker.
Well, I'm a taker of lives and souls.
I will be taking. Yeah, I will be taking their lives now.
I'll be taking your life and limb. Right, so here's
Oh my
we're
God.
we're moving into our India segment real quick. We got a bunch of India
Hell
stuff.
yeah.
Now after that, I want to watch a Jazza video that I've had queued up for a while, and I really want to get into that. And I have a Stone Toss doc that we could watch, but I don't know if we will have time for that.
We'll
But
see. We probably
Let's
do.
check this out. So in India, so this guy went to the bank. His sister had died, and he tried to withdraw some of her money, $200. They didn't believe he was next of kin, so he went to the gravesite to dig up her corpse to bring it to the bank to prove that she had died. Look at this. So this is grim as fuck.
This is gnarly.
Oh my
This is
god.
my sister.
This is India.
Oh man.
Hey, oh my god.
I need this money to come to America.
Look at this. People are just like, oh my god, this guy's positively silly. He's walking around with a
And the
dug up
smell?
corpse.
Dude, you could probably smell it from there, like, because it's a corpse. Like, what the
TK
fuck,
like,
dude?
bruh. People are like, whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, this is India.
Even
When
the
you-
Indians are like, whoa, the smell.
No, just whenever you see like displays from India, like this is so far down the hat. Like this is so far gone as a society where just people are walking around with corpses, and don't forget they're eating them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This
There was
makes me
something about
queasy.
I'm pretty sure the Bolsheviks or like the radical communists were like digging up graves and like flaunting them about as like a fuck you to the people that they once they got control. It's like it's on the very far edges of sanity when this shit is going on.
Yes. Oh, I can't look at that. It's so gross to me. Ooh. All right.
Crazy. She's
India
half
stuff.
decayed too. He's got a bag over the rest of it. Oh my god, because he can't even bear to have it near him.
News from Bali. I've showed you a video like this before. It just seems like it's the same video. It's not. It's a new video. I see these all the time. I need to bring them to you guys more just to prove how horrible Indian people are. Here's just another one. Indian tourists in Bali, they're like a scourge. Okay, everybody that comes here, all the tourists, even the Russian mobsters and the Ukrainians that are having turf wars, they still appreciate and respect like the Balinese culture. You know what I'm saying? Even those mafiosi that are like murdering each other, they'll still respect like the Balinese, not Indians. They'll go to a villa or a hotel and just steal everything. They unscrew the light bulbs, the cutlery, the utensils, everything. Okay, look at this.
Let's call police.
Towels. Look at this. They're literally stealing everything. Hair dryers.
The fucking place is bare. There's no accessories left. Everything that wasn't fucking nailed down.
And the problem is, so when this was like announced in a big way, where it's like, okay, the first direct flight from India to Indonesia, right? And this was like celebrated because they're so naive. They're like, oh my, more tourism. And now, and this is again, political correctness is like a scourge, and this happened through social media because everybody now has a phone, and you can't. People are going to get influenced by this type of shit either way, right? So now because of political correctness, they can't accurately like pinpoint the problem and just be open and honest about it and go like, hey, Indians coming here is the issue. We need to ban Indians. So no, now what do they do is, oh, we need more high quality tourism. And now you have to do like proof of your savings and stuff like that to show that you have some money in your account, just so that not all these bums can come here, which is par for the course. It's like a normal thing.
That'll help.
Yeah, but you should just go no more Indian. And by the way, that's a perfectly fine thing.
Yeah.
I think every country does that when you have to when you want to apply for a visa for a longer term or even like for a month, a couple of months, you do have to show your savings. But I just feel like
you can't be just some brokey nonsense person just showing up, going, "Oh, I need some welfare."
Yeah, like they're never going to leave.
They come into our country.
They'll never leave. But yeah, so
like they do here, where they're like, "Yeah, no, we know, we want them here."
But it's just so frustrating that people can't just be forthright and honest and just go, "Hey, look, it's these specific people with these specific qualities that are a problem, and on the basis of who they are." We need to prevent them from coming in because I saw this.
Exclude them. They're not allowed at the adults' table. They got to stay at the kids' table in the third world.
In the Netherlands, we are so behind there. It's so cocked and liberal. They're still having to debate whether or not these invaders are. They're not refugees. They're invaders. It's like, are we still having this debate? This is a 2016 debate. You fucking.
It's so bad on social media, Sven, because like the IQ of the average person is so low. The bar is so low that you're like, you're trying to convince a bunch of people that are just fed this nonsense, and they're so far behind mentally that it's like it's debilitating or demoralizing. But at least they're a little further ahead than they were.
I think the problem is
post
with
9/11, but it's bad on social media. You can't control. They monopolize this mass of people, and they use this as like a cudgel. But the people that have a better idea what's going on is like a growing minority at this point, where it's growing at an alarming rate, and they really can't do anything about it. So all they have is this massive retards that they can try to grow and hit people over the head with, and that's all they've got left.
I think the problem is that white people are just so nice, too nice for their own good, and this we've talked about this before as well. That's a big
thing, yeah.
But so, for instance, like I was hanging out with my Dutch friends up north, and there's some locals there in like this little coffee shop or a bar. We were having drinks, and we're talking about politics. And then my friend, I noticed he was constantly doing this, like, look, I'm not a racist, but then there's blah 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 blah.
Right.
And I said this. I interjected and said, can you stop cushioning everything you say with like this on ramp where you try to prove that you're actually a good person by saying I'm actually not a racist, and then you get into the problem.
I don't need to hear that. Yeah.
But I said, look, fuck brown people, and they all need to be banned. And then all the Asian people at the table, they're like, they're laughing. They're like, hell yeah, hail Hitler,
Hell
you know.
yeah.
And then my stupid Dutch friend said, "Just like, he feels like a doof because he feels like he needs to just constantly prove how good of a person he is by proof." And even the topic of gay people comes up. Look, I have nothing against being gay. And I said, stop. I said, you're doing it again. I said, okay, you have nothing against being gay. What's your favorite part about sodomy, butt fucking?
Yeah.
Name me your top 3. I literally said this. I'm trying to deprogram. Give me your top 3 favorite things of 2 men fucking each other up the ass right now. If you say you have nothing against, if you're such a great fan of it, tell me.
Yeah.
And it's like,
inflammation of the dick hole, you're squeezing poop out of your dick. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's
Stop
great.
saying
Love
that.
That's
Stop
what,
saying.
what everybody needs.
You don't have to constantly say, just speak the fucking truth. If we can't even speak the truth, everybody knows the truth. They're just so afraid to speak it. It's literally, we're under a Shylockian spell. We're under a spell.
Yes.
And the spell can be, we can solve this problem like this if everybody just speaks the truth. Like this,
Yes,
we could
the
solve
problem
this
is-
whole problem.
White people are afraid of their own like ability to tackle these problems and just crush them. Because when white people finally get fed up, it looks like world domination, and they know, everybody instinctively knows that. So everybody's like afraid to pull the friggin' trigger on the gun. They're all going, "Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I can't do it." You know what I mean? But it's like, listen, when we all know what this is and what needs to be done. Everybody's just acting like, oh, but I'm too nice to do that. I'm not that mean guy. I'm not a mean guy. And it's like, you look at our ancestors. I posted a video on Twitter of an Indian guy getting strapped to a British cannon and then just letting it go. And everybody was like everybody in that video is stone faced, like hard as ice, cold. Fucking, they don't even laugh, like nothing. They're just like no sympathy, no remorse, and not even a laugh for this fucking. It's a ceremonial execution. That's like the people, the ancestors we come from before World War I and II killed all the tough people.
Yeah,
they were fucking real hardcore, hard ass people. And now they've just allowed the masses to breed, and we've been, undermined by this slop of people,
domesticated.
Domesticated literally by taking the wild and competent ones and killing them so they couldn't reproduce.
Yeah, they just did it in Ukraine.
That's what they've done.
They did the same thing.
Yeah,
just
that's what they're
now in
doing there, because over there it wasn't enough. They're like, there's too many guys. Like, they're like straight up Nazis here, and even though we have a Jewish government, and it's like we gotta kill
literally
them.
the second that the Ukraine war came out, we speculated this is going to be because the Ashkenazis, they stem from that region, and it was like this is going to be prime Jewish real estate, and literally you see them now moving into the neighborhood en masse. They're going to make that.
It's
all
waterfront. All the territory where the fighting's, it's all waterfront and shit. It's typical Jews. It's all about value for the land. They're not making more waterfront property, and they're all about occupying it all, dude. That's a big thing of their people, is getting, because they know how us Europeans evolved out of the mud of the world is our access to the water and our mastery of the waterways. And so they're just aping what our ancestors had innately gifted to them by the gods or whatever. That's all they're doing. And so they're just capturing waterways like greedy little assholes, telling you every little lie they can under the sun to get a hold of it. They don't care. It's just about the fucking highest value land on the planet and getting a hold of it and holding on to it, because in 1,000 years, that makes your people way better than everybody else. And it's just like innately true. You know what I mean? It's been proven that the better access you have to water on this planet, the bigger your empire, basically.
And Mike Hunt says, but because there is nuance, like Sven, dating an Asian girl is a line in the sand for some of you. Look, me having a bet wench in Asia that's Asian with big titties, feeding me grapes, sucking my dick, I don't see how that should be a big problem for people.
Yeah, it's not a.
Can,
It's not a
can, a,
relation.
can a nigga have a bed wench or two?
Listen, are you gonna outbreed the Catholic Church?
I'm not.
Get out of here,
I'm not
brother.
breeding
Like,
it. Hey, I ain't.
imagine,
a nigga
imagine
ain't
trying
breeding.
to do it. Man, you could have
can a nigga get his
7
cock
kids.
sucked?
You could have 7 kids, and it wouldn't put a dent in the level of monstrosities that are being constantly born every day. You know what I mean?
I
It's
didn't
like
see it, yeah. But
it's
I'm
great.
Not, it's not even what I'm talking about, though. I'm not even. I am a wacky artist in the jungle getting his dick sucked by hot
Yes.
babes. What's the problem with that? I don't see how that undermines my argument. Anyways, let's go to the next
No,
one.
yeah.
If you have a problem with who's sucking my dick, you're gay. That's what I'm saying. Right here. You're a little bitch
Hell yeah.
pussy. Here's a Korean, speaking of Asians, here's a Korean YouTuber who went to India and he got molested.
oh my god.
So look, even so for Indians, they're just so sex please. They're so horned. They're so
Touchy.
They're so horny that when they see like an Asian boy, they're like, all right, that's good enough for me. Fuck it.
That looks like
Yeah.
a girl almost.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
sure.
like, fuck it. They're just so enamored.
Oh my god.
First time India. Yeah. Welcome to India. You feeling cold? Something okay? Yeah, I'm okay.
Oh my
You're
god.
Girlfriend?
You married your girlfriend? Ugh, he just got into the taxi from the airport to be taken to his hotel. Like, I don't know why. There seems to be this trend amongst Zoomers and even like millennials where now it's like funny. If you want to start up your travel channel vlog, India gets all the clicks because it's just funny. But people don't understand that. They just look at this like surface level. If you actually go to India, yeah, you're going to be in a heap of shit. It sucks. You know what I'm saying? It's,
Yeah, you could be raped by another man on
you're gonna get
camera.
raped. You're gonna get raped. Look
For
at
your
this.
vlog.
He says, "Yes, I have a girlfriend. I don't actually.
Oh, very cool.
Very cool." And then he
Very
grabs his
cool.
hand. Oh, you have a girlfriend? That's so cool. Then he grabs the guy's hand, and this meek little
Ew.
Korean boy is like sitting there like this. You can't, if that's your temperament, if you're like this, you can't go to.
Don't go there.
You can't
No.
travel by yourself. You know what I'm saying?
You have to be willing to punch or slap a man.
You have to go.
Hard in the face. You know?
Please don't touch me. And he says, I already want to go home. This sad cello music.
You need to be ready to kick that guy out of whatever his vehicle is and steal it at that point.
It's so funny to me that Indians look at a guy, at a Korean guy, they're like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. That's better than our women. Like a Korean guy.
Yeah, for sure, dude.
A Korean guy, they're like, wow, that's much. They'd rather fuck a Korean guy, a Korean boy up the ass than like deal with their own bug women.
I say the same about the British Empire. The reason they explored the whole world and conquered it was to get away from the slags back home.
Yeah, the slags.
No offense, Britain. Sorry, guys. It's just a joke.
Look at this guy. Oh my god, I just got raped. I don't know. I kind of want to. Should I go to India? Should I just do it? I'd have to crowdfund it though. Would you guys like to see me travel through India?
An India trip would be very funny, and then it would have to be like live. So we'd have to make it a live stream type thing where we get like a Starlink and put it on the vehicle and fucking live stream it the whole time.
It would be great content and it would be really funny, but it would honestly be traumatizing and not worth it for me.
Not
You know what I'm
worth it. No, I don't think the payoff would be worth it just because it's already been done. So it's like, fuck.
You'd have
10 years ago, it would have been groundbreaking, and that would have been the time to do it for sure.
But I'm not even saying that. I think it's like it would still be. You could still look. India is such a wellspring of horrific.
Yes.
You're gonna encounter so many funny things just traveling through there with your camera on 24/7. I'm just saying. The personal toll it would take on me wouldn't be worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like
all things aside, it's just about the actual the sensibility assault that you would receive from going there.
Yes, it would truly be a horrible, torturous time. It's like constant torture, basically. I watched that guy, Bald and Bankrupt. You know that guy, that travel vlogger? I watch him all the time.
Yeah.
That guy. So he goes to India because for the lulz, and this guy is like proficient now. He speaks a little Hindi, I guess, and he's English and stuff like that. But just one example here. He has to go buy a train ticket to go from one place to the next. It takes 24 hours. It's like a whole day. Okay.
Oh my God.
It takes you a whole goddamn day just to get that figured out. Because he's at one train station and they go, "Oh, sorry, the ticket booth is closed today." He's like, "What the fuck?" Okay. Then he figures out there's like a tourist, quote unquote, he calls it the rich white people ticket booth, but it's across the bridge. So he has to travel across the bridge. Then they go, "Okay, it's actually not here. It's over there." He needs to take a ferry boat across the pond. Then he has to go there. And he finally is at this shitty fucking white people office. There's one old guy sitting there. And there's like a line. He has to pull like a ticket number. He's like number 100. And he has to stand there all day. And it takes forever and ever and ever and ever. And then he finally gets his fucking ticket to sit on a horrible, shitty train that people are diarrheaing in. I mean, it's just a nightmare. It's just a fucking absolute literal nightmare. That's
fucking brutal.
You're gonna be because I would when I see that and the stuff he has to deal with, I would give up. I wouldn't know what to do. Okay, so another thing, they're like on this train from one place to the next. It's like God knows how long you have to be on one of these shitty fucking dumpsters of a train. All of a sudden, the train just stops. It's like, oh, everybody, they just get out. And to just stand there in a field in the middle of nowhere because inexplicably the train just stopped, right? Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Could you imagine? Now you're just stuck in in the middle of nowhere with a train. Nobody can tell you what's happening. And it's not like you can go, okay, you know what, fuck this. I'll just go to a hotel here because there's nothing. There is no hotels. You know what I'm saying?
You can go outside the train and stretch your legs and sit by the fire and maybe cook a can of beans if you can manage to buy them off of somebody or something.
It's
oh man,
it's literally like you enter a living nightmare that you cannot escape going to India. So it's honestly that's why it wouldn't be worth it to me. You know what I'm saying?
The only thing that would be worth it I could see is like how thankful you'd be to be back home from such a fucking horrible trip. It's like that's the kind of like cathartic experience that you would get from it is like, I'm so glad to be home. I never want to go back there ever again. That place sucks so bad.
Wait, which place is that?
India.
Oh, India. Oh, India. I thought you were talking about
or Aruba. Pick one. That's the experience I had when my phone was stolen there.
Yeah.
I was like, this fucking place sucks. I hate it. I spent too much money to come here. I want to go home.
Yeah, fuck that. Here, look at this. So
imagine India. It's like that times 10 plus
that.
It stinks.
Fuck it. Yeah. Sam Pepper, YouTuber, he goes to India. And then he has to spend 10 days in a hospital after trying some of this street food. Imagine just being curious, trying some of the local cuisine, and then having to spend 10 days in a hospital.
They're just drip feeding you antibiotics on an IV. That's how.
Amazing. Look at him.
Too hot, chat.
It's not fucking amazing.
Ew. Oh my God. That's some serious food poisoning.
Oh my God.
Oh, look at this. Oh my God, what is this?
You're good, you're good.
You hurt me though.
It's okay.
The whole night, 12 hours, I was vomiting like every 30 minutes. And the shitting's the worst part. That looks like parts of my inside.
Oh, he has like bloody stool.
Oh, blood. That's dark, dude. Oh.
Blood? I don't do good with blood.
Oh my God, he's bleeding out of. Oh, they put the infusion wrong, so now he's like bleeding out of the needle in his arm.
That's for sure E. coli. Clumsy Merton says E. coli for sure. That can kill you.
Oh, what a nightmare! This is Jacob's Ladder. Yeah,
I remember there was a town. There was a town nearby where the whole town's water supply got it infected with E. coli, and it was like national news for fucking a long time when I was a kid. Like that was a big deal. And that's just normal in India. That people just eat and eat. They're just immune to it, basically.
Isn't E. coli like shit bacteria?
Yeah, it's shit. It's shit.
Yeah,
you're drinking shit. Yeah.
So he was just literally drinking diarrhea from a cup, and then he got like deathly ill.
Right,
Somebody else's diarrhea that is like you don't even know what it is. Now it's in your belly, and it's like
I think this is
outcompeting
it's so funny
your
to
own
see like
role.
these bohemian man bun guys. Because yes, again, it's an industry now. People are clicking on India videos because it's viral. Because it's like an adventure. It's like funny to go to India, and then you have these queefy little man bunny guys going there, and they don't know what they're in for. Because look,
getting
if
one
you're
shot.
getting one shot. But because if you're a travel vlogger and you're a liberal and you do think that the world is your oyster and it's all just nice, and you can go to like little cafeterias to have like your latte macchiato everywhere. No. That's not how the world works. You know what I'm saying? You literally are going into like Mad Max wasteland. You're not prepared.
Yeah.
Even if you're a travel vlogger and you traveled half the globe, if you went, look, you could travel the entirety of Europe and the US and Asia, but then going to India is like going off planet. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's like going to a
Like,
different world.
I remember seeing some like hippies on YouTube, and they would like find these old guys that went to India in the 60s and 70s and become like a shanty Baba guy who lives in the mountains and smokes hash and grows weed and shit like that. Those guys were like hardcore survivalist liberals compared to these guys because they're still alive, some of them, and it's like they live on their own and they eat like fucking plants and shit. Like they live a subsistence life, and it's pretty shitty. And they're disconnected from everybody else in India because, like you said, they're like on another fucking planet at that point.
Well, Gillian Seed is saying this isn't Sam Pepper's first rodeo. Pretty okay. I'm not familiar with this guy, but again, I'm speaking on the trend of people going there right now.
Yeah, he even comes across kind of green. Like you shouldn't be eating street food.
But just when he was just in the hospital, they're like, "Why is she hurting me?" That just sounded very meek. You know what I'm saying? Doesn't sound like a very prepared guy.
Yeah, not very tough.
Blood going everywhere. Like,
I mean, does this sound like a?
to close this? It's must be the most.
Come on, guys. Oh yeah.
They're all looking. He doesn't know. They're all looking at him like this Westerner is a real pussy.
Yeah.
I've been shitting blood my entire life. What's the matter with this guy?
There's a white guy with a man bun crying in our bed. That's oh my god. And this is like children getting. This looks like high, like preschool kids like ooh, like being scolded by their teacher. They don't know what they're doing.
They're the high school kids. They're just learning. They don't even know.
We're just kind of playing nurse in here. You know what I'm saying? We kind of just wear costumes to kind of look the part, but.
They hope we pick up a few words of English.
Blood going everywhere because someone hasn't closed my valve.
Oh, they didn't close
God.
They didn't close the.
My ass valve isn't closed. Now it's bleeding.
Like, it's simple. I don't feel safe.
Dude, do you really? I don't feel safe, dude. Be a man, please. Do you think this is you bringing your point across like this? What a pussy.
Oh my god, dude.
I don't feel safe. Okay.
They're gonna inject him with something to just put him out of his misery.
What you're doing because this is very simple.
Oh my god.
I don't feel like I'm being treated safely.
Oh.
Shield yourself? Because I'm getting ready to leave. 4 a.m. in the morning, someone comes, antibiotics is finished, right? And they haven't closed the valve, and just blood everywhere, and I just don't trust anyone now.
Once I fixed my gut, chat, so I'm like a little bit better. Join us. Come back soon. Go get your ice cream.
Come back
soon, and it will continue intermission.
Come again. Thank you. Come again. Get out of there immediately. Never come back. But this guy is probably addicted to the clicks. You know what I'm saying? Like once you do an India vlog where you wake up in a puddle of your own blood, you're shitting. It's exciting for people. Who's ever gonna watch you? You know, like chilling with your latte macchiato at a rice field somewhere. Like that's not entertaining. Now they're
Yeah,
gonna
now
want.
you got. Oh yeah.
You're gonna have to up the ante. You have because that's what
The
happened
ante.
with that guy Bald and Bankrupt. Basically, the biggest hits on his channel is when he goes to like back alley, like the North Korean border, or like super hardcore Russian shit. You know what I'm saying? So this is not
Africa, where they chase him with a machete and
Yeah.
almost cut his head off. You know?
So it's not like fun. It's not like being a travel vlogger nowadays. There's so much competition. It's no longer like fun lifestyle vlogging. No, you have to become like an Indiana Jones type of adventurer. You know, fuck that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see here. Okay, we
you
got.
have to go into the Temple of Doom if you want those clicks, motherfucker.
Yeah. Here's some an Indian street fight. It's interesting. So there's a guy with a stick or a machete or something. Now this woman has a very interesting battle tactic. Oh! You might be able to tell what she's about to do. Oh! You see that?
Oh no.
She poops in her hand and then flings the poop. And then she does it again.
Throw my own shit.
Look at this. My God.
Wow.
This is fucked up. How do you even do that? You shit on command? Oh my God,
Like
look
a
at this.
fucking stinky hand grenade.
Jeez. Clumsy more. Jeez. This is not. Yeah, this is a lot, right, guys?
Watch out, I got a biological weapon down here.
Yeah, a fighting game character. Yeah, that would be a cool finishing move for Dulcim, whatever is his name.
Yeah.
He does this, and he shits in his hand.
Pulls out
That's
a
cool.
capsule full of green acid and just melts you with it.
Hapuken. Yep, Hapuken. Hadouki. Hadouki. I don't feel safe. Yeah. That's really, if you're a man and you're like stuck in a third world country, here's the greatest tip. Just start crying. Okay, I don't feel safe.
Or get into the sumo stance and pretend like you're cupping a big shit and ready to throw it at any given second. It's like a loaded gun down there, apparently.
Yeah. The next time I'm stuck at the airport in the United States in Texas, and the black people behind the counter, I'm just gonna shit in my hand and throw it right at her face, point blank, Hadouki, and I'll just throw it in her face.
Mm-hmm. He just did that to me.
Fucking crazy. That was my tactic when I got stranded last time when I was in the United States. Did I tell that story where I saw my entire itinerary collapse? I was like, okay, I'm never getting home. I need to get rerouted right now. So I go to the information kiosk, and there's 3 Shibuns sitting there. And I already knew. I just look at that. I'm like, okay, I'm just fucked. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's going to help me. No, they don't have the ability to. So I just
no matter what I say, I'm fucked.
I literally went like this, like, okay, look me in the eye. Here I am. Because she's like filing her nails. I'm like, listen, my flight got delayed just now. I have to go all the way to Southeast Asia. My entire itinerary is collapsed already. So I need to get there an hour early. I still had like 6 hours. So I need to be rerouted. She's like, nah, I can't do that, sir. You got to do that at the next one. I'm like, no, you're not understanding me. It's already going to be too late. She just didn't give a fuck. This is the person at the information kiosk, and it's her job to help me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
She just did not give a fuck. And then I was like, okay, I need to find, my tactic was, I'm going to look where all the fancy lounge areas are for all the business people, right?
Yes.
Like what area, what gate area is that? What was the airport I was at? Dallas. I was at Dallas, Texas airport. You have to take trains and shit across the airport.
Yeah, Dallas airport sucked.
Yeah. So I take a train all the way to like the fancy area, all the way away from my gate. And I go to the information kiosk there. Guess what? They have white people sitting behind the information kiosk.
Thank
it's
God.
so crazy, but it's so fucking crazy. My theory, I'm like, I bet they have white people at the information kiosks near the lounge area, and they fucking did. But I had to stand in line for a while. And still
racism saves the day again.
Yeah. You won't see it on the brochure or anywhere. Like if you want to talk to a normal white person, you got to go over there. But yeah, it was terrible, dude. I got
a little inside baseball for people.
I traveled like 27 hours, I believe, to get back. 27 fucking hours.
Oh my God.
Okay, here's a funny accident. You guys like accidents? Here, this is funny. I thought it was hilarious for some reason. Look, gadoosh! And then he stands there, and then his pants fall down, and he just stands like, oh.
His dang.
Yeah, he tries to pull up his pants, but they fall down even further, and everyone's like looking at his cock. Like, just let's watch this again. like everybody's laughing. Look, here he goes. Boom!
Oh shit, man!
What?
Oh man, forgot my belt.
Fuck.
This day just ain't getting any better. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, man. Again, tries to pull it up, and then.
Nah. Oh man, can't cup it. That's
damn.
weird.
He also just, look. You know what happens? He tries to get out of the way of this Jeep, but he drives over his own slipper. That makes him fumble. Look.
Oh shit!
Look here. He goes here, off road,
Puts his foot down,
and then his slipper gets in between his wheel. Look, you see, flip, boom.
Oh.
And then he stands there like a goose.
Man, the stub. He must have got a good toe stub from that too. Bam!
Bare butted with his little tushies out.
Holy fuck!
Right? Okay, guys, one more. This is crazy. Is Ashley Butterfield still here? Ashley Butterfield just sends me a horrible, gruesome video of like an Indian guy jumping into a pool and just drowning. They just can't swim and they drown. Then my entire algorithm, for some reason, a whole slew of Indian people drowning in pools started happening. I'm only going to pull up one of them because it's just so much, but this could literally be a segment. There's so many videos of fucking Indian people just drowning in the pool. It's crazy. It could be a weekly recurring segment. That's how many fucking videos are out there. But here, look at this. I don't know if people stoked about this. Look at this. This is a shallow pool. It's just a shallow pool. Look, I guess he hits his head.
I couldn't see. I tried to look close at it. I couldn't tell what happens. I think he must have broke his neck.
No, he
broke his neck. He broke his neck.
How do you break? That's the first thing they teach you, where you learn how to. I guess they don't teach these people,
but it looks like he was deep enough that he wouldn't. Like, it's crazy. He just really fucked.
How do you break? No, but look, he's still swimming though. But the most baffling part about this, obviously, is that there's like people, like what? This guy right here just needs to be such a low IQ, complete retard. Oh, it's a fountain. They're not even supposed to swim in there? Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the friggin' blocks around it give it away too. Like, that's to kind of keep people from going in. But
look, it doesn't. The fact that he broke his neck or whatever happened. The fact that these guys are just sitting there, just kind of like looking at a guy drowning, and just not helping is insane.
The way that he just sits back down. Everybody just sits there for like a whole minute.
But look what he did. He just grabbed his hair, went like this a little bit, and it's like, wait. Look at this.
He sees no one else is trying. He's like, oh, maybe I should just let him do his prank.
Look at it, and then they're laughing like, what? He sits down.
Let him do his thing. He's just pranking us.
Look, they're just kind of laughing. Sitting there. What do you think is happening? The guy's dying, dude. Do you understand that?
I think the blood starts pouring from his head wound, and then they like, oh, look at the water trying to color.
Yeah, he might have just hit his head and have like a concussion or something. He's like circling the guy. He's smiling.
He's the only one who saw how bad the dive was too, like up close. That's why he went in right away, and then he's
now
just like,
this guy decides after like 3 minutes of the guy drowning, he's dead.
oh yeah.
What? Wow.
If he had a head wound, the pool would have been bloody for sure, because your head bleeds like crazy.
Yeah.
The guy broke his neck for sure.
Yeah, but what do? The guy jumps in, he's face down, you immediately take him out, support his head, and put him on the side of the pool. Why are they smiling, laughing for like 3 minutes? The guy obviously got drowned on top of his neck being broken. Like, what is this inhumane, like there's no instinct to save your fellow cockroach person?
No. It's just like when you squash a bug next to another bug, they don't run away. They're just waiting like, huh, that was weird. You know what I mean? They're actually like, wow, they're looking at it like, that's a spectacle.
RT goes, it's all such horror. Yes, the horror. That's what I feel. I literally am like Colonel Kurtz. The horror. The horror.
The horror.
I spent most of my days sitting here like halfly obscured by shadow, just kind of shaking my head.
Smoking cigs in the shadows.
I can't even take this anymore. And they're brain dead Durkas. All right, I wanted to watch this video. Jazza. I've had this on the docket for a couple of weeks now. It's Jazza, and he says,
"Welcome to the seven layers
of art." Now, I think Jazza, maybe he's been listening to some of our videos, because, of course, if you don't know about Jazza, definitely go watch our Jazza streams that we've done. Jazza is a guy, he's been occupied by the algorithm. He's just been doing a bunch of horse shit. He has an existential crisis. One of the latest videos that we've watched, he's like, I can't keep up with the algorithm. I just kind of want to be making art. And then my whole contention is, what you're doing isn't even art. Drawing Pikachu on a thrift store painting, it's not art.
Yeah.
And I feel like maybe he's kind of like correcting course here, because he's at least trying to find the definition of art, which I've been doing as well. So let's see.
Interesting.
Let's see what his definition of art is, and if we agree or disagree, I guess we'll see. Let's see what Jazza has to say.
Welcome to the 7 levels of art.
Now I will. There's a real quick right off the bat. 1 second in, first second in. And I noticed this while rewatching our stream where Jazza goes to the Ren Fair. I recommend everybody watch that. Of course, one of the greatest SvenStreams apps. Just go to our channel and click on popular, sort by popular. It's one of the top ones. He kind of has a voice where he starts to talk like this, where I feel like it's something, a sign of a guy is going to tune out. Now, of course, he has a family. That hasn't stopped other YouTubers from tuning out. But he sort of like has a voice, starts to talk like this, and sort of like a feminine voice, as if he's a cross-dresser. That's just something that I've noticed, okay?
As if he's a goodie, man.
He sort of talks like this sometimes. Jazza, our hero. Here we go.
Welcome to the 7 levels of art. I'm going to get to those 7 levels, but in starting off, I, of course, want to credit Daniel Green's 7 levels of fantasy, which was inspired by the 7 levels of rap music, which was maybe inspired by something else. I don't know. But either way, I'm not taking the credit for having come up with this concept, but this is my application of that concept to art. The other thing I want to say before I get to the 7 levels is the judging criteria, because I wanted to be as objective as I possibly can in justifying my choices. And so I presented
definition of
community post on YouTube my list of power value.
That's another thing where he always has to be super careful. You can tell this guy is so scared of his community, right? Because he's accumulated some of the strictest Tumblerinas there are. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, he's so scared to like have the wrong opinion or make a mistake or say anything slightly controversial. How can you live your life like that? You know what I'm saying?
Everything's layered in layers of preface.
Preface. Because he was like, okay, if I just start off this video without crediting other people who've done a top 7 list, I'm going to get shit for that. You know what I'm saying? As if they invented top 7s.
Here's the top 7 people who did the same video I'm about to do, but different
Top 7 people who did a top 7 list. Please don't get out of here. Like, he's just so nervous. You know what I'm saying? He's just completely
Don't hurt me. I'm just a white boy
Please,
who does
please.
He's ranked from most important to least important in judging the value, the criteria of what makes art worthwhile or matter. Most people
Okay, so what was it? Emotional impact, appeal, storytelling, right?
will agree with the
Craft,
list I presented, with the
monetary
caveat that a lot of
value.
people really wanted to express that the number one most important thing is that humans are at the top.
See, so that's ideological. That's ideological because now you're already not going to get to. If you're going to leave that whole part of the discussion out, where it's like, okay, AI can never be used in art, then it means it's not art. Okay, now you have some kind of a bias here already. You're not actually exploring this, but all right then, whatever.
It's not art if a computer does it. It's not fair.
If a computer's involved at all, and of course, that is the ideological capture of these guys because all the Tumblrinas are upset by AI because they're no longer getting commissioned to draw Pikachu queefing on top of Goku because the AI can do it now and they're losing money on it. But okay.
My
number
surfing
one
Pikachu
most
is worth
important thing
$50.
was emotional impact. So the only thing I've changed about my original list is by qualifying that it is human to human emotional impact. And my tiered list of traits that matter when it comes to judging the importance of value are at the top, human to human, emotional impact. Then the message or meaning of the artwork. Then the originality of the art.
Right.
Then the skill/technique of the art, or with which it
craft.
was produced. Then the renown of the art, the rarity of the art, and least importantly, which is
Monetary
ironic
value.
because it's usually the first thing that comes up when discussing the value of art is the
Monetary
monetary value of art. But as you'll see, though it becomes prominent or is the first thing to be judged, it's also one of the least important. We'll get
Sure.
to that. But it is at least somewhat important, especially for independent artists and studios.
Do you hear the fact that he's talking sort of like in a cross-dresser voice? Can you hear
A
that?
light-hearted little English boy.
It
Please
just
don't be
bothers
angry.
me that he's like erased. Maybe that's another thing where he just feels like having any kind of like baritone to your voice is like offensive, you know? So you
Yes,
just-
that's his naughty boy voice. If I use the deep voice, they'll be mad at me like my mumsy and daddies
Yeah,
are.
that's too hetero-coded and patriarchal to use a baritone masculine voice. So everything's okay. I'm going to be talking meekly and pathetically like this. It honestly is like this. The algorithm has made this guy a transsexual cross-dresser. You know what I'm saying?
Sven, I gotta take a pee real quick. I'll be
All right,
right
let's
back.
do it. I'm going to take a fat,
30
hot piss.
30
dude.
seconds.
Guys, we will be right back with more Jazza defining art. What the fuck? Who would have thought that Jazza would finally try to define art? It's going to be the first step in his improvement. I believe in him. We're going to be right back. I got to take a fat piss, too. I'm going to make a coffee. We'll be right back. Oh, nope.
Missing a tube. Missing a tube, mate. Missing a tube, mate. Missing a tube, mate. Missing a tube.
Wake up, everybody. We're back. Is everybody back? Okay, pay attention. We're about to hit play again. We both had a pretty
Jazza.
good whiz. Jazza, he's here. We're going to see what his definition of art is. If I can stand his cross-dressery voice.
Like me, who happen to have just released my alcohol marker masterclass, which is also bundled with my
it's just also, it's also mid
Color Quest digital coloring pages.
My
now
alcohol
available on the
masterclass.
shop. So while money is not my primary motivation as an artist,
wow, this is such a cool character. Do you see that?
it's creating masterworks and artworks and being an artist. Digital coloring pages now available on the JazzaStudios.com shop. So while money is not my primary.
This is such a cool character, dude. You see, this is another thing like where these guys, they don't know what character design is. They don't really have a good. This is not character design. This is the most generic shit there is. You know what I'm saying? There is no
Negan's
character.
wife from The Walking Dead. She's got a baseball bat, and
so
she's
cool.
a girl now.
Yeah,
So
Liz,
original.
do you like that, Liz? Liz, you like that?
Hell yeah.
Primary motivation as an
Wait,
artist.
he just said something really cool.
It is creating masterworks and artworks and being an artist as much as I can and empowering other artists and checking out
He wants to make masterworks and art.
the Alcohol Marker Masterclass or anything else on the JazzaStudios.com shop is a way that you can support your own art journey and, of course, contribute to my studio and team as we produce entertaining content and artworks for you to enjoy. Links in the description. Without any further ado, let me present to you the 7 levels of art.
It's to do.
Level
actually.
1, when it comes to the most trash base level art that I can think of, it is, of course, NFTs.
I knew it!
Going to Cryptoland.
Welcome to deeperend.com.
I am so excited about this project. This
That's
is your
mine.
aid. We did it.
It's really cool.
There was a time where these was super relevant, a real hot ticket item. But NFTs also represent the fallacy of leaning on art purely for its purported financial value. Because at the end of the day, many of these NFTs sold for millions of dollars and are technically on paper still worth that unless they're sold for anything else. But largely, the NFTs have just sort of faded into obscurity, especially since the proliferation of AI, which of course now make up a lot of the NFT world anyway. NFTs are an entire industry that is purely built on that speculative value of art because of its manufactured scarcity. By trying to create the cultural belief that
He goes, manufactured scare. Look, and again, look, the artistic merit of this type of shit, you'd have to look at the individual NFT. And yes, it's all mostly hot garbage. The way you need to look at NFT is as a technology. And again, I believe in it. And you'd have to be. I mean, I've talked about NFTs so many times that if you want to actually be able to monetize and have ownership over digital products, NFT solves that problem. Okay, so all of these guys or not this guy, maybe not, but all the people who complain about like microtransactions in video games and like, what do you call that? What do you call those items? Like cosmetic items in video games, stuff like
Cosmetic.
that.
Yeah.
NFTs would solve all of that, okay? But nobody's having that discussion. They stop at, look how stupid this ape looks, and I agree the apes look really stupid, but it's not really about that. It was trying to solve a problem, and then, it just got oversaturated and scammy and all that type of shit, but,
I mean, it's already been proven by Steam's, they don't have a blockchain. It's not on-chain. It's just they control all the skins and stuff, and it's already... miles above all the other companies' cosmetics and stuff. They all modeled their systems off of what Steam does now. So it's like NFT is just another additional layer to make sure that your stuff is actually original and not just a reproduction, right? That's something that the company can't like juke their stats when it's like that, so they don't want, the private companies don't want a taste of it, but it really is the end user's best case scenario, right?
There's this consumer movement now. They were like in the EU talking about like how, for instance, PlayStation Store, they can shut down their marketplace and then you lose all the purchases you made, and it's like preserve games or something like that. What is that?
Yeah, I've heard of that. Yep.
You know what would solve that entire problem? NFTs would solve that problem because you have a proven ownership of the digital product on a blockchain rather than you pay Sony money. That game is on their server and, there's no proof of ownership. So then
your allowance to download that is like a hash that gets tagged to your account, but only on their back end, and they control all of it. It's not a hash that's like entitled to your wallet that you control, and now it's proving that you purchased that item. It's like they can just forget that you ever bought that thing because it's in their system. They can just delete it all, right?
Yes. Yeah. So in the current system, like if I go and I buy an Adidas tracksuit, Adidas can just come into my closet and take it out anytime it wants. Because there's
that's virtually where we're at with digital technology.
Yes, that's what digital sales are like. But now with NFTs, solve that. And then with guys like this, they just look at the image, but it's a technology, anyways. And that's what this was trying to prove. Because look, technically...
They look at the...
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Okay, look, artists... Most of these artists that are in his community, they're not standing in front of a canvas making physical art. They're making digital art. They're using Photoshop and they sell their commissions digitally. If they would make that into an NFT, then the person that they sell their commission to would get like a little certificate basically, and that art would be proven to be the person that they sold it to, okay? Now you actually have, it's actually super good and innovative for the online art world. But these people just reject everything on the basis, because it's just lazy communists, I think. It literally solves all their problems.
It's super easy to just look at the community that used the NFT technology to create an extraction venue, rather than actually looking at the technology itself and the problems that it solves in the real world if it was employed by the bigger technology companies that create the problems that it's seeking to solve. You know what I mean? Like, but instead they just go, oh, well, a bunch of fucking crypto scammers used it to extract off of retail investors. It's like, well, that they do that every fucking time there's a new crypto. Also, that's what they do.
There's this tendency with like artists, they immediately reject new technology. So yes, you had these crypto stock bros. They took over this entire sphere. And then they kind of ruined it by like scammy pyramid schemes type of shit.
Turning it into they doing what they do best, basically.
Oh wait, Zach Hadel has NFTs now. I knew they did it early on, like the little creature guys. What is this? Oh, that's not now. Yeah, that they did this. They made hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars of this. These are the guys, and they funded. I think they funded Smiling Friends with this. They were really early with Insane Critters. They were really early with this. They were one of the first before the big bubble popped. Okay, let's continue with this video.
Make a JPEG rare by saying only one person can officially own it. You don't even technically buy the artwork when you buy an NFT. You just basically buy a digital certificate of authenticity.
Yeah, so you fucking retard. Yeah, if I buy a painting, I get the painting and I get a digital and I get a certificate of authenticity with it too.
Yeah.
To it.
It's
JPEG.
also
or
been
a PNG or MOV or any other art format. At the end of the day, NFTs, they're level 1. I think that's really all that we need to say. Aside from, of course, mentioning that they still exist, and otherwise, though they've faded into obscurity, the whole NFT thing has leaned more in the direction of utility than just sort of the gimmick of tokenizing art, with the motivation largely presumed to be.
That's another thing, like ticket sales, anything. You can do any digital product that you would sell online. If you do it with NFT technology, it just makes everything a lot better, and you can prove ownership of it. And there's a rarity to it where it cannot be infinitely sold. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
imagine
his argument is like, oh well, now it's moved into the less hype actual usage that it was meant to be originally, and it's not just hyped by a bunch of fucking scam artists.
Yeah,
that's his thing. It's like now it's used for what it's actually use case was designed for.
But it's interesting because one of his metrics to judge art is rarity, right? And you create rarity. You can potentially create rarity with NFT technology. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Where something actually, where a digital item can actually get value through its rarity, which now it doesn't happen with stuff like this, with like guns and stuff like that in game.
The fact that they could then have sort of more of a hand in all of the transactions and hold on to their money by trading and selling digital items, whether it be game skins, tickets, JPEGs, or anything else, can be done with or without authentication tokens. NFTs kind of represent the opposite of what art is meant to be. Valued for its expression and its human-to-human connection as opposed to its money.
Again, NFT is not the art. You know what I'm saying? It's like it solves a problem in the marketplace and in the transactional sphere.
It's a technology.
It's a technology. It's not the art. The artwork is not what the NFT is. It's a non-fungible token. It refers to the method of transaction and ownership.
Even the JPEGs, they just represent the back-end code that's solving the fucking problem.
It could be anything.
Like,
It can be anything. It can be an in-game item, like he kind of said, but he just doesn't understand. He just doesn't get what the problem it solves.
Branding. Branding is still art. I would argue more art than NFTs, but
actually no.
Not by a long way.
It's not. Ads and branding and propaganda posters is actually the antithesis to art. I don't want to just hammer every point that he made. I will agree with him if he's correct, okay? But this, again, branding is the opposite of art because, and I've talked about this before, if you look at an artwork, at the creation, the process of creation that's required to call something art. And by the way, this bolsters his definition of art because that also means that generative AI is not considered art. Okay, if you just type something in and then it farts out an end result, that's not art by definition because there's no process of creation. I always give this example of a documentary film. If you look at that as a piece of art, you go in with an initial thesis, then you go and you film and you go on the investigative journey. And if you're an honest person, you let the journey inform what the end message or the end conclusion of your documentary film is. So if you set out to explore, are the pole caps killing all the polar bears? But then you find out there's a big polar bear colony and they are actually thriving. And you honestly come to that conclusion. Then the process of creation came to the conclusion and the final work. Similar things happen when you're painting. You have an initial idea, but then you explore, you paint, and then something comes out at the end. Now, when you have to sell a hamburger, the impetus is sell the hamburger, and at the end, you're still selling the hamburger. So there's no real process of creation. Now, there's still film. If you're shooting a commercial, there's aspects of that. You know what I'm saying? And I guess it still technically could be art, but as a whole, propaganda and commercials are, let's just say, rarely considered art. It still could be.
The goal is put burger in hungry people's faces so they buy burger, right?
That's not art. You know what I'm saying? You could do
it's the closest thing. If they could waft the smell of their burger in front of your face while you're hungry, that's what they'd be doing over the airways if they could. That's all they're doing. They're eat our food. You know?
Wait, let me see. I had an idea. There was this guy. I can't find it now. He did elevate. He got commissioned. This guy, a guy who worked for an ad firm. I forget what it was. Maybe somebody remembers this. It was like these little clouds bleeding from the ass. There was a guy. He was like tasked to make like commercials on like a tight deadline, and he just fucked with the company. Okay, so he made like it started off as a normal commercial, but then all the little cloud characters started bleeding from the ass, and then that aired on TV. So then the commercial becomes like some weird form of activism or art or whatever. But I can't really find that right now. Just something that I remember. It's like years and years ago. But
now, some might argue that branding doesn't qualify as art, but if you define art by any means, it's, you know what, define art. The conscious, creative, and skillful expression.
if it was only that simple, huh? Just Google, just go to Wikipedia or ask Google what art is.
Of human imagination, emotions, or ideas typically manifested through visual,
Define
auditory, or
art.
performance mediums like painting, sculpture, music, or literature, but also video and advertisement, with the intent, of course, being to influence people's emotions, thinking, thoughts, and behavior. Well, at least the behavior one in particular is associated with branding, because branding is art that is all about selling the brand, some of which has some stickability and some entertainment value. In fact, everyone watching this could probably name an ad that impacted them by either entertaining them thoroughly or even emotionally reached them in some way or another.
I was so entertained and made happy by this product art. This product commercial really... I love commercials. They're elevating my existence, these commercials.
Cream, patties and cream.
Nothing elevates my consumer experience like a good commercial.
It's such a good consumer experience today.
I'm enjoying this product so much right now.
But at the end of the day, even though...
that would be... imagine like a gallery where people just like enjoying like ads, like Subway ad, McDonald's post or Burger King. Just standing, oh, this is just so beautiful. This is really elevating.
Just a VHS museum. It's all CRT TVs playing fucking old recordings of ads.
Oh yeah, these nostalgic toy ad. That would be so dystopian. A nostalgic toy
that
ad
would be
museum.
a good exhibit, almost like as to have a greater message.
It would probably be popular.
But
I'm telling you this,
absolutely.
if you would have a nostalgic toy ad gallery exposition, it would be flooded with like Redditors.
A VHS Ninja Turtle, Power Ranger, and all like He-Man commercial type fucking venue with like some McDonald's mixed in.
You can even do like when I went to like one of these Holocaust museums, when we would go through hikes to Germany, we'd always go to like eagles' nests and like Nazi stuff. And they would have like decompression chambers at the end of all these where you can just reflect and cry because it was just so heavy. But it would be fun to have like one of these. You have like a pillow room where they can just sit in and like an adult ball pit or something like that. You know,
it's robotic arms that just hold you tight for a few minutes while you cry.
Oh wait, send Sven a super tip to Sven to let him know it's not working. The tips are not working. Mother flick. Wait, let me check that out. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, but look,
product consumed, enjoyment achieved, life enriched. Looking forward to future nostalgia, says RT. Hell yeah, dude.
Wait, real quick, let me see if it. Oh, I got a Mike Hunt. He sent. This was. Oh yeah, we got one from Mike Hunt. He says, "Our selected species breed rapidly to maximize numbers in unstable environments. They produce many offspring with little care, so death rates are high, and only a few survive to adulthood. When applied to humans' pedigree, well, you get the idea. That was in reference to the Indians in the pool, I guess. I don't know why it's not working. It worked before when VTubing enthusiast sent his super chat, so I've changed nothing. I don't know why. Maybe try again. Hopefully it does work next time. But yeah, I think if you just come up with like a friend of the show says, I still don't get NFTs. Can you get Nerd City in here? Yeah, he would be a good guy to talk about that too.
Yeah.
But I think if you just came up with like a farcical, almost over-the-top parody, you would actually create something that's popular because that's just how dystopian our society is. Like if you would
For
make
sure.
a Funko Pop ball pit at a nostalgic toy commercial gallery, it would be a major success. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
For real.
Definitely. There's like little hole in the wall game stores selling retro games to this day, making a living off of just refurbishing old retro shit. So that guaranteed people would show up to the exhibit. You know what I mean? If you had some serious retro blast from the past, all orchestrated
Ironically, the worse things get, the more popular nostalgia gets.
Level 2
Yeah,
of branding
definitely.
art is high in its monetary value and its renown, known and seen by lots of people, that falls short as we go higher up the list of things that are more important. And of course, ads and branding can use a lot of skill and technique or be even very original. The messaging and the human-to-human connection overall in branding falls short of truly purposeful or authentic art. But at the end of the day, it is a valid art medium and it's here to stay, especially because brands like Apple and Google and OpenAI and Valve, McDonald's, Tesla, Toyota, Aldi, BP,
Yes.
or Milk, got Milk, that was a branding thing.
I happen to know that milk helps build strong bones.
Well, Mr. Miller told me he never drinks milk. Hi, kids.
Even not-for-profits and charities, at the end of the day, these are all brands that use art and art media to influence you. Level 3, art that is a commodity. Now, commodity is closely tied to or could be confused with branding, but the difference is branding is art created to sell the idea of a brand. The commodity as an art is the art. The art is
Well, look, if art is a medium, it's a medium of communication, okay? And
what it communicates is more important than the actual medium.
but look,
like-
no, wait, it's a means of communication. That's the word, what the word medium means. But when you talk about branding and advertisement, the medium of art is used with the end goal of selling you a product. You know what I'm saying? So it's just
it uses art as like an avenue to get into your psyche. Yeah.
rather than them having to go door to door, go tok 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 tok. Hey, do you want to buy this bag of milk?
Bypasses your survival instincts. Using art, it just bypasses that filter naturally through most people.
a commodity that is bought and sold. Now, in our tiered list of valued strengths, we're quite high here in a range of potential monetary value, and that's probably one of the biggest strengths of the commodity area of art. And this whole middle section, even messaging of commodified art can range from very minimal or not really part of it to quite impactful and an important part of it. But of all of those values, it is weakest and falls short when it comes to that top valued thing, the human-to-human emotional connection. And while the individual sale price of commodity art can vary, there are cheap commodity artworks. Often it's based in an industry that is itself overall quite lucrative, which is why it's still quite high on this monetary value scale. So even if you're looking at the cheaper, everyone has it, live, laugh, love, factory painted pieces in every fifth home.
Listen, look, so it's not art. That's not art. Okay, if you're gonna go as to say, that's decoration. This is decoration. It's not art. There's no live, laugh, love signs. That's definitely not art. It's decoration. Okay, please.
The world or the dream catchers bought in Urban Outfitters. At the end of the day, these are part of a big mainstream consumer-based industry that is geared towards people expressing themselves individually in ironically unoriginal ways. But also in the same category are subversive pieces of art that sell in some of these auctions for tens or hundreds.
I think people need to stop expressing themselves individually. Enough expressing. I don't need to know. Okay.
Yeah, if you can't come up with a collective vision, get out of here.
Yeah, I don't need to know about your unique, your therapy. I don't need to be involved in your therapy session.
of millions of dollars. But at the end of the day, whether you bought your artwork from Sotheby's or Target, its value is directly tied to its price, its financial value, and also its ability for you to express your status or what you're trying to communicate about yourself, and usually a pretty shallow way. Now,
that's what branding is. Branding refers to the brand that they would put on a fucking slave, so when he ran off the plantation, he could be immediately recognized and brought back.
Yes.
And now you're doing that with consumer products to signify.
Now you're branding your own mind so that
part-
they can just identify you at will whenever you speak.
But also if you're wearing Gucci branded clothes, you're signaling, look, I'm part of this subclass of this
yes.
Of this group, you know what I'm saying? You're branding yourself like you fucking... I go out of my way to buy non-distinct shirts that have nothing on them. Unless I have like merch from like a podcaster, or like I have some anime Berserk shirts and shit like that, because Berserk rules. But you know, when I go out to dinner, I'm not going to sit there with like dripped out in Gucci. You know what I'm saying?
I used to think my grandma was super weird for that. Like, oh, why are you being a billboard for these companies and stuff? But it's like, just less than a few generations ago, people just didn't wear fucking brand names on their clothing like a sign. You know, that walking advertisement stuff wasn't a thing, and the older cultures looked at us like we were weird for that, and they were right to think that.
I just think it's good to be conscious of, is if you're going to be a billboard for something, it ought to be something that you actually believe in. Like I wear Adidas. Yeah. I like Adidas a lot. You know,
I like Adidas too. Yeah, I don't mind seeing people in it. I think it's a European brand that deserves some accolade and respect. They make comfortable clothing, you know.
Yeah, and look, band shirts of bands that you like. Just make sure it's nothing like gay and Jewish, basically.
The next category
like
is
Ray-Ban. I like Ray-Ban frames. I always like seeing a good pair. You know,
area between commodity and contemporary. Sitting on the side of commodity. Because for me, at least in my categorization, when a piece of contemporary art tries to make a statement on commodification, and in doing so becomes absurdly highly valued or bought and sold for obscene amounts, it kind of subverts the statement, or even reinforces it, that it's trying to make in a way that kind of cheapens the nature of the art itself. Ironically cheapens, but they're still very expensive. And in doing so, finds more of its value as a commodity than in itself as an artwork. There's an incredible TikTok series by Hallie O'Delly called Modern Art for Haters. I highly recommend checking it out. I'll link it to the description. But she talks about a piece from 1961 by artist Piero Manzoni called...
What is this, Zyklon B?
Looks like it, eh?
It's a Zyklon B canister.
Get your own can of the antique formula, you know?
That's funny.
Artists, a collection of 90 cans of the artist's own feces, canned, labeled, and sold gram for gram at the same price of gold.
This artwork came out 16 years after World War II. And in those 16 years, in Europe, a lot of time and attention and resource and creative energy was spent rebuilding Europe. By necessity, the culture had to value efficiency and commodities and industry. And art for the sake of beauty kind of fell to the wayside a lot of the times. In addition to this, you had a lot of art collectors who kind of became obsessed with this idea of artist celebrity, and the idea that owning a piece of art was like owning a piece of the artist. And it didn't seem to matter what that piece was. Piero Manzoni saw this and he said, bet. I think if I sold these people my own they would buy it. Guess what? They did. And now some of these cans are worth hundreds of thousands of dollars.
See, so fair enough. So you could go, oh, a can of shit is not art. It kind of is. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry. It is. It worked. You know, it's like a joke, kind of. It's like a commentary on culture. And if it works, then it works. It proved its point, basically. You know
it's a commentary on economics too. Like, how stupid is money if you can buy a fucking can of shit with it for $100 grand? Like 3 or 4 people's yearly wage, like all they amount to in a year. You can just spend that on a can of shit from some guy. Like, you know what I mean? How much? What is money really worth?
Look, it's absolutely ridiculous. But the person tried to prove a point. But she just explained the ownership. You want to own a piece of the, because that is a part of what makes art valuable. Here's the thing: if you've never gone to like an art gallery because I never used to go there. One time, my dad, when I think I turned like 25 or 26, and my dad was like, "Hey, for your birthday, I'll take you to Amsterdam. We'll go to the Van Gogh Museum." I was like, "Oh, gag me with a spoon. I really don't want to go." You know what I'm saying? But okay, fuck it.
Right.
So I went with him. And then I went into the Van Gogh Museum, and this was actually the first time that everybody knows Van Gogh peripherally. You've seen the paintings, somewhere. And then the Van Gogh Museum, when you go in there, maybe you should just pull up a video real quick just to have a visual.
In the vibrant heart of Amsterdam lies a sanctuary of...
So then when you go into the Van Gogh Museum, it's structured in a way that when you first come in, you have his self-portraits, okay? And it starts off with his early phase. It's like this guy, this shit. It starts off with his early phase, and it gets increasingly more abstract as he was exploring more abstraction and different styles of art and all that stuff. And gradually you also see his mental decline happening through the paintings, okay? But then when you stand in front of his painting, and you only can experience this by actually going to a place like this, standing in front of it, and then seeing the individual strokes, and then knowing that he stood there as close as you're standing there right now, right? It really does something to you. It really is a crazy experience, honestly, okay? And so then that the bottom part where you see like his self-portraits gradually getting more crazy, that's like a microcosm of the museum in and of itself. Because then you have several floors with his different eras. You see all of his influences. That's also so crazy. The guy was never known until his death, okay? And he was like influenced by several other great masters that he then overshadowed after his death. And now some of those master paintings that he got influenced by are like footnotes in his museum dedicated to him. They're hanging there, you know? So his influences are hanging at the bottom. So there's so much shit to kind of like explore when you're in a museum like this. And then you go through it layer by layer, and you really take your time. And then, look, Van Gogh,
some of his brush strokes, like on the one with the guy with the red hair, and then the other
that's
portrait.
him, by the way.
Some of it, his self portraits, like they're so surreal looking. You know what I mean? Like, and he really captures like the complexion through the medium, though. Like when you look at it and just let your eyes kind of wander, you feel like you're looking at like the real guy, you know what I mean? Even though it's in oil, you know.
But then his yes, that's true. And his art became more about his personality and stuff like that too. So I don't know if that's necessary. It is more like a celebrity type of thing. But so for instance, what you see here, and the interesting thing is that you see his mental decline, his insanity, sort of like as you go up in the museum. Manifest more and more. But by the way, I recommend everybody watch the Willem Dafoe Van Gogh movie. It's a really chill, cool film. I would recommend that one. But for instance, this, right? So Van Gogh was very inspired by Japanese like woodcut, wood print stuff. And the thing is, when my dad took me there and we went through the museum, they have like a separate museum on the side that has like separate like expositions that are like have certain themes that have tangentially to do with Van Gogh. And it happened to be that they had like a Japanese woodcut print exposition there as I was there. So we just kind of like, after the Van Gogh Museum, we went in that place. And I'm just kind of like casually like walking through it, and all of a sudden, oh, what the fuck? They had like, you know, that the very famous Japanese woodcut, like the wave, that, what is it called?
I don't know the technique of it, but I'm familiar with it. I've seen it's still done on. It's done on timber framing.
I'm talking about this specific one. This one. You see this?
Okay. Yes.
They had. So of course this is like a woodcut print, but they had hokusai, that one. They had one of the original 3 or 4 first edition prints of this fucking thing hanging there, you know what I'm saying? And I knew nothing about this. I'm just walking like, what the fuck? And they just had it there. It was only like this big. And it blew my fucking mind. It blew my mind. You know what I'm saying? It literally it was awesome. And after that whole experience, I was like, okay, this rules. I love going to like art galleries now. You know what I'm saying? To experience shit like that. It's a completely different kind of experience. So I do recommend, if you're even sort of into this, just try it out. Go to something that you like. I went to see Edward Hopper, which I missed because they had trans month and they replaced all of his shit with tranny art, which sucks. Oh, Art Frog also saw that one. Isn't that crazy?
Ben Watford says, you're thinking of Fisherman's Wife's Dream.
No, it's the Hokusai.
Hokusai is
Kanagawa
what he
by
says.
Hokusai. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, he said that before that as well.
Yeah. So I saw this one. It was really awesome. But anyway, so yeah, I would recommend going to like an art gallery and checking it out. It really is cool.
Example, in my view, of the contemporary becoming commodity is the infamous banana taped to a
Have you
wall.
seen Basinski's work in person? No, I have not. I have gone to the René Magritte Museum in Brussels, which was really fucking awesome. And when I went to the Magritte Museum, I saw a lot, because of course David Lynch was influenced by Magritte a lot, and it's like egregious. You literally see like sketch work and early stuff of his that is Laura Palmer. Like it's almost like Twin Peaks almost is a René Magritte homage, kind of. What else did I see? I went to MC Escher. I saw the MC Escher Museum. I went through that. I've seen Hieronymus Bosch. I went to the Hieronymus Bosch Museum, which was really awesome. I've been to a lot of places.
Contemporary art, but at the end of the day, we're talking millions of dollars for a banana taped to a wall, and not even a banana taped to a wall, because that's not what people buy. When they buy this artwork, they buy a set of instructions about how to specifically replicate this specific process of how to tape a banana to a wall, and a certificate of authenticity.
Rembrandt.
You're the owner of this artwork. It was an awful lot like an NFT. The original intention of the artist seems to me...
See, he says this is awful lot like an NFT. So in their head, just NFT is just something they don't like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This has nothing to do with NFT. Nothing. You know what I'm saying?
It's become an idol of their ire, right?
Yes. And again, is this art? I'm sad to say, yes, it is. It's a joke. It's a commentary on the gallery system. It's actually mocking the gallery system. It's mocking it. This is actually good. Because it's saying, look, everything here is so shit. I bet I could get away with posting a banana on the wall. And the joke worked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's actually,
representing it over and over, they're falling for the original joke that makes it the art. You know?
And then people go like, what the fuck? This is art now? Yes, you fucking idiot. That guy that made this has the same opinion as you, and he proved the point, and you just not... this guy made a joke, and you didn't get the joke. You know what I'm saying? That's what you revealed.
He trolled you unintentionally. He was trying to inform you, but now you're just a trolling
completely
victim.
eclipsed by what this has become in a statement of itself as a commodity of art. Which brings us to level 4, contemporary art, which we've started to sort of edge into, and now let's dive into it. In my power list here, you can see that the monetary value is sort of lower than the commodity value, but when we get to skills and technique and messaging and originality, and even human-to-human emotional connection, we're starting to ramp up a bit. These are more meaningful to more people, and usually...
You know how you can tell that Jazza is a true artiste? Because he has a brush in his hand with his microphone.
Yeah, with a microphone clip to it. Yeah,
that's how you can tell somebody is a real visionary artist, is when they have a microphone taped to their clip to a brush. Because art is made with a brush. So...
You should see him cut in a room with that brush.
Banksy sits awfully close to commodity, but I would say is on the contemporary art side of things. I think for me, the thing that keeps him in contemporary is the fact that his early work has always been and still remains to be completely authentic, and the fact that he hasn't revealed his identity. Sort of feels it stays in that authenticity lane.
Well, actually, they did reveal his identity. He's like a big, fat, liberal British guy.
Voice also battles against the intent of the artist in a way, because you can't defend your copyright if you don't have a real identity you're willing to disclose, which also means Banksy's art is very prone to being regurgitated in the form of merchandise or in various products. But even outside of that, his works themselves have become highly commoditized, and to the extent that in 2018 he sold one of his framed artworks in a Sotheby's auction for $1.4 million, which proceeded to shred the artwork from inside the frame, which was always part of the plan, stopping about halfway, which it was apparently not a part of the plan. Apparently in all of the test runs, all of the practice pieces shredded in their entirety, and this one stopped at halfway. Now, I'm torn here because I genuinely feel like the halfway stop was intentional. It feels too convenient and part of some sort of message. But at the same time, the fact that this sparks any sort of debate, that it provokes controversy.
Okay, but look, if he goes, and I personally feel that it was intentional because it seems like to be part of some sort of message. Like, what is the message then? If that's what you feel, okay, what is it then? You know what I'm saying? Well, you should then, if that's what you feel, then surely you have thought about it. Then what's the message? That should be part.
He doesn't have the balls to accuse Banksy of being a fraud and a fucking just looking for hype. You know, a hype monger,
lovers
hype
and
beast.
haters. That's kind of one of the key hallmarks of contemporary art, or at least the infamous stuff. Because in general, contemporary art is meant to make you think and feel and react, and provokes you to doing this in unconventional or unexpected and new ways, because we've experienced all the other ways and we sort of need to be shocked or surprised into it. But the human to
Look,
human...
so that is kind of correct what he just said there. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So most of art history was viewed through a Christian lens. It was in service of like elites and churches and stuff like that. And it was art for beauty's sake and all that stuff. And then we went into contemporary and conceptual art. And now you're starting to see people are getting so sick of this type of shit. So now it needs to evolve into something new again. You know what I'm saying? And yes, people do want, because everything's been done already before, basically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The emotional connection part
Yeah,
about
if you're not
power graph is
pushing
also
boundaries,
starting
you're
to
not
get
doing
a little bit
anything new.
higher here too, because even if you're sparking controversy and debate, people are beginning to be quite invested emotionally and getting a little bit fired up. But this is one of the keys of the secret power of contemporary art, especially contemporary art done well, is that it is art that can make you
Oh
think
my God, imagine this. Imagine this shit. Is that permanent?
Oh my God.
So that's what I have a problem with, right? So if you want to be like experimental and you want to have commentary on all this type of shit, if you do it inside of a gallery, that's fine by me. Go off the rails, do whatever you want. But then when like mayors start to like commission contemporary conceptual artists to put this type of shit in the public place, that's where I have an issue with it, because I do think you have an obligation to uplift in the public space. If that's not yours, okay? You can't be bothering people with your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's
you
like
owe
an
it to
eyesore.
the average person to elevate the medium, at least. You know,
Yeah,
you
but
shouldn't
so-
just be putting out some nonsense just because you can. That's fucking
But you need to understand,
atrocious.
this is politically motivated, and they are in European cities. Whenever you see shit like this or big dildos, it is explicitly as a fuck you to the people there. It's like,
Yeah, it's a weaponization of art rather than just like something to celebrate. It's like we're celebrating that we're actively killing you. And
Yes.
this is our symbol of
Mike
our
Inks is correct,
ire.
though. He says, when Sven made Homer Simpsonic, that was pushing boundaries. Yeah, I know. I was really
Yes.
brave for that one.
Yes,
You know?
definitely. The autists will be coming for you if they can buy a plane ticket to Asia.
interesting in unexpected ways, and provide you layers that you can peel back and explore and really start to find that true value of art, which is the way it interacts with yourself and the way you can use it to explore your own thoughts and feelings and find things you maybe didn't expect. There are many contemporary artists whose work is like a magnet to controversy and perplexion, who were first executing art in more conventional ways and at a high level of skill, but then chose to subvert that expectation and the rules of the mediums they were participating in favor of expressing in unconventional ways and exploring ideas at the fringe of what's acceptable. From the art of Andy Warhol and Jackson Pollock to more recent examples like the piece Can't Help Myself, where the artwork is a living scene performed with robotics in an endless, messy, relentless, purposeless effort that feels more and more relatable the messier and messier the world and our own personal lives get. And contemporary art is often intentionally confrontational and sometimes even banal, which can also be received confrontationally. Tracy Emin's piece My Bed in 1998 by an artist who had produced many other works whose recreation of her own messy bed in a public art gallery after a period of alcoholism and depression did much
Lord
to...
Matthew Luke tipped $5.
Jingle!
So what is Sven's thoughts on butt plug Santa in Rotterdam?
Yeah, that's terrible. In Rotterdam, there's also a famous statue, just a black woman they put there. It's just a... Let me see. Let me show you this.
Yeah, symbols of being conquered that's all it is. Rubbing your face in your demise.
Anonymous tipped $5.
Thank you for the $5. This is literally a fuck you. This. Look, it's just a fat black woman in a Dutch city. Now, of course, Rotterdam is famously one of the most degenerate. There's the most black people in the Netherlands live in Rotterdam. It's like an old harbor city.
Home of this nonsense.
But yeah, look, so it's just a giant fat sweatpants black woman standing there. It's just retarded. Yeah. It's just pathetic.
So in your face, an affront to just like, hey, look, you managed to clothe this fucking she-boon and now she lords over you. Congratulations.
It's absolutely pathetic that should be allowed. But
this subhuman is now your god.
Debate, and invites the oft followed up with question, is this even art? And the fact that it confuses and invigorates so many people towards this
We're
debate,
against idol worship, but here's an idol for you. We got a good one.
Rothko.
Yeah, but so again, when people need to stop judging something like that on the face value of like, is this beautiful? What the fuck? I could have done that. That's not the point. You need to look at that in the context of the messaging. What are they doing here? What are they doing? Because there's splatter paintings that was made in the context of everybody trying to do realism. They were breaking the rules. Whoa, that was shocking at the time. Now nobody gives a fuck about that anymore, but it's still a work of art. You know what I'm saying? Technically speaking, there's some.
Yeah, in the context of the era,
there's a vision behind. There's a point behind it. I just call it a joke. Just think of it as some of this stuff is jokes. It's like it's a double meaning. It's a setup, and you can become the punchline. Culture as a whole is the punchline. There's deeper meaning behind this stuff. It's not just face value. Oh, do I like this? As a craft piece, is it not? Is it
right.
Good looking or not? That's not just it. Because if that's the only metric with which you're judging whether or not something is a work of art, you are actually reducing art to mere decoration. If it's only
the fact that
aesthetics,
it offends you. The fact it offends you is mission accomplished in some of the cases.
Yeah,
with these pieces.
and then you're such an idiot if you go, I could have done that. What? That's so stupid. It's like. You're just not getting the joke. You know what I'm saying? You're just not understanding the joke here. And again, that's not to say that I like it even. A lot of it is just shit. You know what I'm saying? Most of it is probably complete fucking shit. Like that bed. You know, I didn't give a fuck about that. But me personally, I just didn't give a fuck about like the struggles of this art. I just don't give a shit about that. You know, in the same way that this is a medium, I can read a book that's communicating ideas through words on a piece of paper, and at the end of the book I go, okay, this book sucks. I don't like this, or I don't like this genre of book. You know what I'm saying?
He's an artist who was controversial due to his large, minimalist, color-filled paintings that to him constitute profound emotional art, but to many are considered overvalued, simplistic, or easy to reproduce.
I could do that myself with a paintbrush. Just give me a go.
But you didn't.
I'm in complete agreement.
That nobody has
Me and Jazza just completely agreed.
His work or its impact is a strong point in its favor.
That's fair enough. Fair enough.
Mark
I mean, yeah, when you're right, you're right.
Aneurysm in 1970, after which he was no longer able to produce his large, simplistic paintings, and he ended up, unaliving himself due to not being able to complete his works anymore.
Nice.
Which isn't great, but also dispels the argument that he wasn't authentically invested in his work. Level 5. Mainstream. Now, some would argue that contemporary art is a higher level of art than mainstream. However, I've made this choice based on the power level judging as accurately as I possibly can, which are also based on the values that I got feedback about, but also with consideration that not everyone has access to see or interact with or engage with contemporary art, or even has the education or emotional maturity to understand or benefit from its layers of meaning. Whereas mainstream art is something that most people consume and engage with on a daily basis, and to a large degree forms the culture and attitudes of our society. Now, in my level power list here, the monetary value scales towards the highest end. I mean, let's face it, content, media, movies, games, it's all big business with billions of dollars behind it, especially if it's mainstream. And to hit the mainstream is pretty rare. There's a lot of attempts to hit the mainstream, but that's why mainstream as a category is what it is, because it has to have, for the most part, some level of competence or quality that people accept it and it becomes part.
Or you need to be again, he still thinks that if you're just good enough, like this meritocratic principle, if you're just so good enough, then you're gonna hit the mainstream, you're gonna hit it big, the American dream. No. You need to appeal to specific. First of all, nowadays you literally you get a DEI list that you need to adhere to in order to get any mainstream like publishing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Plus, who runs the mainstream? You know what I'm saying? It's being gatekept by mafia. So yeah, that's
our sweet summer Jazza.
Yes, sweet summer Jazza.
What a summer child this Jazza is thinking.
Hey,
you're
try
gonna
hard
make it
enough.
on your merits. One day, if you just keep trying your hardest, you'll make it one day.
All you got to be is just good enough, and then you're gonna hit it mainstream. And that just goes to show too that he just has no idea. He just has no clue.
Part of the zeitgeist.
If you keep trying, one day you'll be good enough.
But then when we get above that to these more nuanced judging criteria,
Goiza, remember Goiza? He called himself the Goy, a Goy band. Remember, he had to apologize.
Technique, originality, message,
and then he apologized
and of course,
for it.
Human to human emotional connection. All of these have a scale of effect. They can be high or low on the scale of any of those, depending on the piece.
Well, actually, he called himself a Goy band, and then he apologized to the Jewish community because it was offensive. That's like a black guy calling himself nigger, and then going, "Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have said that. I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, master, for calling myself a nigger. I'm sorry, master."
That's your word to use on me. That's not my word. I'm so sorry.
Exactly. That's what this stupid fucking Goy. Oh my God.
Now, of course, not all mainstream art is high art, nor does popular mainstream art appeal to everyone equally. However, everyone watching this can name a series, a comic, a graphic novel or series of novels, a poem, a song, an artwork that is mainstream and has reached them and affected them and provided meaning to them or even affected their behavior or attitude in certain ways. Now, the kinds of artworks that become mainstream are usually more focused on the quality of the output than the message or even the emotional connection. Or perhaps I should say they're usually more effective in their output of quality as opposed to always being effective in their emotional connection or message. But they certainly have that potential. And not all mainstream art is for entertainment purposes. For example, the subcategory propaganda is a big part of mainstream media purely because it is pushed by governments and societies that want to influence opinions and use art as a means of doing so. This has been heavily studied and weaponized historically and is alive and well today. Propaganda and the control and weaponization of media is a crucial tool for people in power to shape the beliefs and opinions and behavior.
Does he understand that when he was just talking about mainstream movies and then he switches to propaganda, does he understand that those two are the same thing? Does he understand that?
Of people who are beneath them.
Oh, wait, yeah. Mike Hunt says Jazza was on Sleepycast. I think he was. Sleepycast, Zach Hadel, the guys from Newgrounds. I think they felt obligated to have him on because he was like a big guy back then. A lot of these guys have just trooned out.
Funnily enough, one of the most effective ways...
Like, this is a transsexual. This guy might as well just be transsexual. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I feel like I'm looking at a cross-dresser. I literally think this guy's like women's panties.
He's a future trans.
Yeah, he's a future trans.
To combat propaganda is with art. Specifically with conversation and communities and pieces that help shape arguments and ideas that can reach people on that human to human.
You know what's funny? So the way he's approaching propaganda, he's talking about, he's putting a positive swing on it. It's like, yeah, groups and governments try to influence human opinion, and it has like this nice music in the background. You know what I'm saying?
Level.
The real
But whether
opinion
it was
is we
created
all
to
love
generate
each other.
Profit or influence a culture, mainstream media, as it's known, and the way art is that field is, let's say, the most dominating way in which art really enacts with all of us on a day-to-day basis. Now we are up to level 6,
Okay.
the masterwork. Our power list is looking pretty good at this point. We're pretty high on monetary value, but higher on rarity and potential renown, and of course, usually skill and technique. The most renowned masterworks are often also very renowned for the skill in which they were produced, and a lot of masterworks that a lot of people know usually have pretty high levels of originality from when they were produced, and very high potential for their message.
Someone says all art is propaganda. I don't think all art is propaganda. Definitely not. But if you look at mainstream, in order to get anything mainstreamed, again, he naively thought that if you're just good enough and you have a cool enough message and you get popular enough, then you can get mainstream. No, it's being gate-kept by a certain political class, mafia subgroup, okay? So
Yes,
I would say
who you're
most...
You're actually catering to that group, not the
Yes.
audience that they're wanting to cater to.
There's a
It's like
ceiling that
both.
you can never come above unless you have certain and you have to become propaganda in order to be popular. So pop culture is mostly propaganda. That's why it makes it so sad, because people are basically like what we said as a joke, like doing a gallery of ads. That's basically what we live in. You know, in Butch Killigan, my comic, you have these AI overlords that represent all these facets of government that have their own merchandise, and people are happily wearing that merch. That's sort of like what it is. Like Funko Pops are like idols that represent specific propagandistic messages. And then people happily like rally behind this type of stuff. Like even like these comics guys, oh, Superman, he's all American. No, that's a Jewish allegory. You know what I'm saying? And you're wearing that logo on your shirt. You feel like that's representing you, but it's actually subverting you and killing you. But you're so stupid, too stupid to see it.
To touch people, or of course for them to have a human-to-human emotional connection. Now, masterwork begins to be a bit more of a relative observation, a subjective opinion. There are of course some mainstream pieces of art that are considered by many as masterpieces. But what defines them often is that masterpieces are pieces of art or media that have stood the test of time, or in their existence over time have been matured and elevated as time has gone on and our communal story around or about them has grown. And usually they're also works that have sort of further defined or even expanded the scope of what art is considered to be capable of, or what a medium can produce. And many masterworks are often this sort of peak or culmination of lessons learned and exploration done in new fields like pointillism or expressionism or surrealism. So I'm going to break down masterwork into two categories, because here's where we start to get much more subjective. We have the culturally acclaimed masterpieces, and then we have the personally cherished masterpieces. So culturally acclaimed, of course, Michelangelo's David and the Sistine Chapel, Starry, Starry Night, and many others by Vincent van Gogh, The Birth of Venus by Botticelli, The Last Supper, The Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. These are all, of course, beautiful and objectively impressive, especially for their time, and have been produced with a high level of skill, but additionally have been further enhanced and legendized by the time that has passed and the stories we've built around them. Case in point, Mona Lisa really wasn't all that famous or popular or renowned until she was stolen. She was on the front page of the French and even world news over time, and until eventually she was recovered or returned, I forget which, but she came home and everyone knew her name name and face by then. And ever since, the Mona Lisa has remained the most famous
weird how that
portrait
works.
in the world. Now, I had the privilege of
funny
seeing
how
the
the
Mona
media does
Lisa
it.
in person once, about 6 years ago in the Louvre, and it was a wild experience because I expected it to be really underwhelming because I'd seen her a million times and I figured, you know, there's a lot of paintings
Stop
out there.
saying
What's so special
her.
about the Mona Lisa? What struck
Seen
me
her.
was how wildly impactful and intense the experience of seeing her was, not because of
Seeing
the
her.
painting, but because of us. When I saw her in the distance.
Stop
on
saying
a
her!
large blank wall in a vast room surrounded by massive, old, and valuable artworks, many of which were even better painted than the Mona Lisa, and yet everyone in that cramped room was there to see this small portrait behind glass and bollards with guards nearby. And what struck me viscerally was the impact of seeing her little smirk looking at us weirdos clamoring around, most of us facing away and filming or taking.
He's trying to do like art interpretation, but it's like, yeah, the great thing about the Mona Lisa is that she's actually laughing at us. Fuck off, you stupid dickhead. You fucking dick. I thought I was about to agree with him. I'm like, yeah, it is. Because it is when you see a famous painting and you go into, yeah, douche. Yes, this is a douche. When you, it's so bad. He doesn't understand it. When you interact with a piece of art, you look at the iconography, you can interpret the messaging in the work and of itself. It's not always, it's not this. The Mona Lisa wasn't made to have this interplay between the audience. It's not a YouTube video, okay, faggot. Okay, you fucking fag.
Leave a like and a comment. On the
Yeah, it is not. That was not the intended purpose of the Mona Lisa. She's actually laughing at us. But then he would argue, but that's what I got out of it. You fucking douche baguette. I thought it was about to say, because yes, there is if you can only experience this by actually going to a gallery, and again, I recommend it. It is like seeing a celebrity. Like if you've ever seen like a celebrity out and about, it's like, whoa, it's like crazy, right? You're used to seeing these guys on a big screen, and all of a sudden he's right there, and there's like this weird disconnect. That's sort of what happened when you see a famous painting. It's like, whoa, it's like being in front of a celebrity, kind of. It's kind of like that kind of emotion. And then, of course, you can interact with the piece, look at it, interpret it, all that stuff. And it's not just, to me, it's like, especially if you're looking at all these super old medieval religious paintings, they're rife with symbolism and iconography. They're telling a story through its symbols. This guy doesn't even understand any of this, okay? There's like alchemical symbolism. The way the moon is positioned means it's talking about the influence of like fucking sulfuric acid with the inner, there's so much shit going on. You can stand like a detective, you can stand in front of a painting and try to decipher it. Decipher what the actual message of the painting embedded in the painting with intent by the artist, okay? There was an intent by the artist. It's communicating something, and like a detective, you can figure this out. Now, this guy has no idea about that aspect. He doesn't know how to interact with art at all. And then he just felt the need to say something about this, and he thinks it's about like, she's actually smiling at us. I want to see this again because this is so gay.
But because of us. When I saw her in the distance on a large blank wall in a vast room surrounded by massive, old, and valuable artworks, many of which were even better painted than the Mona Lisa, and yet everyone in that cramped room was there to see this small portrait behind glass and bollards with guards nearby. And what struck me viscerally was the impact of seeing her little smirk looking at us weirdos clamoring around, most of us facing away and filming or taking pictures of us showing that we were there. I honestly felt like she was laughing at us. That felt really interesting and is
faggot!
I never expected. And
we were the real jokes after all.
Yeah. We were the real monsters, fucking Redditor. You fucking Reddit retard.
With me sense, and to me justifies
The
the
real
renown that she
monsters
has
were the white people
because
in the
of
room.
The story we have built up around her.
No, it's not about it's not about your interpretation. That's another one of these things. They always think it's like about them, you know? These people, these artists, they toiled over these works and they're trying to communicate things. By the way, like this. Who is this again? Who is this guy again? The what the fuck is his name again? Da Vinci?
Michelangelo?
Oh, Michelangelo.
Da Vinci.
I forget. Who is this guy again that does
I
this
think
one?
Da Vinci. I think Da Vinci. The Sistine Chapel.
Yeah, wait, who is that again? With the God and the brain?
The Vatican.
It's so obvious. Yeah, this is in the Sistine Chapel by Michelangelo. Yeah, Michelangelo. So this is supposed to be the human brain that came up with fucking. There's themes in there where a god is conjured up. This is like a dissection of the human brain. Have you seen that interpretation? Yeah, this. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
Now imagine if you are standing in front of me. Actually, I really felt like he was reaching out to me or something like that. You make it about yourself.
No, he was trying to touch me in my soul. Actually.
In the same way he was touching Adam, I felt I was being touched.
Prestige we've given her because of our mad behavior
Da
as
Vinci's
people
totally so, yeah.
and the story we need to be a part of. But now I'm going to go to the other category of masterwork, the personally cherished masterworks that is much more subjective. Because a masterwork...
Similarly, like God is laughing at Adam's micropenis, I felt he was laughing at my micropenis as well. I have a lot in common.
Isn't, in my mind, always a masterwork because it was masterfully crafted by the highest level of skill. Sometimes it's about the masterful connection, the way in which a message or that human-to-human connection masterfully reaches the viewer, and the amount of people that experience this with an artwork.
I think Jazza has a micropenis. What do you guys think?
He is a small little guy.
Can somebody depants Jazza when he's at an event? Wait, can I ask for that? That's not encouraging violence, right? It's not.
It would be
nothing
funny
violent.
if somebody did it as a prank.
Yeah, just as a prank. Can somebody depants or wedgie? Hypothetically, in Minecraft, I guess there's no violence involved. Don't hurt the guy. But I would like to see his penis.
If you were LARPing as a bully just for fun, that would be hilarious. Shadiversity, can you depants your brother next time that you guys are together again after you make up? On camera live on YouTube?
On camera live, yeah, depants him because we need to see his micro.
Isn't always proportionate to how renowned or expensive.
Microangelo, more like Microangelo.
Personally, is a poem.
Michelangelo, more like Microangelo. Why was this guy always drawing tiny little dicks? Microangelo, yeah, he was always drawing little tiny dicks everywhere.
By Shane Koizan, and particularly
so weird.
represented in a video
What a
where
weirdo.
Shane reads his poem, and it's backed by a gorgeous orchestral soundtrack and visualized with the skills of various animators. The piece is called To This Day, and it's 14 years old or something now on
Oh,
YouTube.
wow, yeah,
It's
that's
been
really
around for a
great
while.
artwork.
It's a poem and story about bullying, essentially. And when I first saw this many
God.
years ago, I just wept. It hit me hard. And
Oh,
for many
no.
years following that, every time I went back to it and watched
This shitty little YouTube video made him weep.
it hit me with that same
It
impact
hits me
of emotion.
right in
Shane Koizan is not the most
cheese.
Again, everything is like autobiographical. It needs to speak to them specifically. So this is about bullying because he was a major faggot asshole. I would like to interview one of his quote unquote bullies and to see what he was doing back then. Okay?
What did he think of Jazza in the day?
No, but I mean, what was Jazza doing to deserve the bullying? Because I bet he
Yes.
was calling for it, you know?
Absolutely.
He's not so innocent.
No,
most
he was
renowned
probably a
poet in the
complete
world, and
dweeb.
the people who worked on the music and the animations for that, many of us don't know their names. But this is an artwork, was so masterfully targeted to my individual experience, and I'm sure many others, but in the broader world and those who it doesn't apply to
This
distinctly.
slop, this shit. This is his example of like a great work of art. This fucking shit. This autobiographical garbage about bullying.
Don't really know about it. I'll link to that in the description. Really worth a watch. But the point is, a masterwork doesn't have to be like the Mona Lisa to be truly impactful. And in fact, some of these more personal, viscerally hitting artworks can stick with us a lot longer.
Like the
now to share a
viscerally-
little bit of my perspective on this and previous categories as an artist. And it only really becomes relevant
As an artist, and you can tell I'm a true artist because I'm holding a brush.
Talk about here, because masterwork is really what most artists aspire towards or really admire and wish to become. Like, yes, of course.
I mean, that is true, but you know, the real struggle is, imagine you're an artist and your main goal is to create the greatest work of art ever, and then you achieve that, like I have. Like, what's left? You know what I'm saying? What's left after this?
Right.
What am
That's
I
the real.
What am I, you know, nobody ever talks about that. You know what I'm saying? When you're such a genius that you just create like the greatest masterpiece of our time like this in front of you right now. If you're listening to the audio version of this, you need to look at the screen.
How do you top that?
Where do I go from here? You know, there's nobody to hold my hand and tell me. I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss after this, you know? So...
Cool. Some artists make NFTs, some work on branding campaigns, some make commodities, and then there are the contemporary artists and people who participate or are part of studios creating mainstream art. But masterworks is really the heart and soul of what an artist aspires to produce. And getting a taste of having achieved that, even in small ways, as an artist, is one of the most profound motivators.
Whoa. What? Is he literally... I just jokingly said this about myself in reference to Homer Simpsonic. He literally just said, having had a taste of creating a masterwork. Excuse me? Can we see this piece, please? It's going to be his little storyteller cartoon or something, probably.
Motivations to create your work. Now, I know from my experience and the limited masterwork effect any of my work has had, that the animations that I've made with the most sincerity in the past are the ones that have been closest to achieving this, or have in some way. I made in a
He's literally saying that he created masterworks like Da Vinci.
Oh my God.
Michelangelo.
Award-winning animation called the...
I think the key to being perceived as a master is micropenis. I'm just gonna put it out there. If you want to be taken seriously, micro dicks.
Composer when I was graduating high school, which was really about my parents' divorce and how I was sort of coping through that.
Again, autobiographical. It's always, they can't venture outside of their own limited experience. Everything is this immediate sector, this limiting perspective, their own narcissistic, egotistical, limited perspective, okay? And they think that's what expression is. There's no fantasy or imagination involved, actually, with stuff like that. It's so limiting when you're just autobiographically trying to exude, as like a therapy session, your own experience, where you think you're such a unique snowflake. And that's everything he does. Even when he goes to Mona Lisa, he needs to make it about him. She's actually looking at me, mocking
She's
my
laughing.
micropenis. She's laughing at my micropenis, I think. I love that. My parents were divorced, and I made a shitty Flash animation about it. What a masterpiece.
This piece. But it also explored themes that I, as an artist, tend towards when I try and explore and express more deeply. Particularly themes of legacy and how our stories stick around or matter after we're gone, which continued, of course, to be true in the animation that I made about 5 years ago called The Tale Teller, which was an example of me pushing myself to my personal limits over 10 months, creating a poem, orchestrating and performing the music, and of course, animating a piece that is intentionally and very specifically about being a storyteller. And if
I have
that
to watch
matters,
this stuff.
and what we're leaving behind, and tries to be the
not
kind of
now,
art
but-
that I always find most impactful for me, which is art and stories that are bitter and painful, but with an underlying hope and optimism. Which brings me to the lucky last level 7 art category. And I know what you're wondering, Jazza, what could possibly be more important or impactful as an art category than masterworks, than the pieces of the great Renaissance? And this might take some arguing for me to win some of you over with this, and some of you might not.
Yeah, Harry Partridge is 10,000 times the artist that Jazza is. I don't know why we're comparing the two. I guess they're both animes. Yes, Harry Partridge doesn't take himself so seriously. He's not a maudlin fucking fag who tries to be understood. No, he's actually putting himself in service of creating entertaining, greatly crafted, highly crafted, amazing animated works.
I think that I'm right here, but stick with me. I'm calling the level 7 category hard. Like
they're both British dudes.
hard.
No, listen, this
I'd
guy's
say like
from
she
Australia.
as well, out of equality, but then it would be like shart, and that's a bit
Shart.
Heart is art that matters to
Interesting
you.
that he
Now,
said shart.
More than that, but this is purely subjective and it's personal
to
and
that.
connected. It is art that connects you to people you love and more deeply to your own experience, reached you in darkness and helped you have and find the power to pull yourself out.
Sounds
It's art
like
that's
some
changed
globalist
your beliefs, your
bullshit.
relationships, your entire subjective human experience or your interpretation.
True art is when we can come together and erase borders and become one grey heap of nothing together.
Yes.
With love.
Human masses must all interbreed forever.
We must coagulate in one big ball of love. Undefinable love.
Undefinable mud of love.
And then everyone will have a micro penis. We'll have one collective micro penis.
Also be considered heart works. But the thing that all of these categories so far share in common is that art is an expression of ourselves in various forms and various degrees of being.
It's not. This is a fundamental disagreement. You know what I'm saying? Yes, the artist, the auteur has a vision, but it doesn't need to be. When you write a character, you can pull from your imagination and your experiences and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But you can actually come up with stuff. You know what I'm saying? You can come up with things. You can have a vision or a theory about reality. It can be so much grander and it can be cosmic. It doesn't have to be your own fucking backyard and your own bullying.
Accepted or enjoyed. But whether it's an NFT or corporate artwork to a masterwork, all art is trying to tap into our sense of meaning, our sense of value, belonging, our fears, our hates, our loves, our hopes, our humanity.
Our micro penis.
Heart art, this level 7 category is the one that reaches you the most in your personal subjective experience. And the weird thing is, I can't tell you what that is. I can tell you what that is for me, and I will. But at the end of the day, all art is temporary. So even the Mona Lisa, even the Sistine Chapel, all of these things that we value as timeless and eternal, they're all going to be gone one day. Here's the reality slap. Bet you didn't expecting to get existential.
Yeah, when you and your people burn it all down and erect statues of black women instead. Yeah, then it's going to all be gone.
Process with this one, did ya?
Yep.
But this video is art. I'm making you think and feel. We're all gonna die. So that's what art is about.
He really thinks that being an artist is like evoking maudlin, sentimental feelings. That's what he thinks. In order to be an artist, in order to create art, creating art is about like maudlin sentimentality. You know what I'm saying? Like he goes to see the Mona Lisa, and instead of interacting with the piece itself, he goes, actually, there's this maudlin sentimental thing happening where she's laughing at us. And everything
I really
has
like
to
the
be...
way that she emotionally stimulated me.
It's so fucking gay.
No, seriously, that's
really
what
fun.
we're
And he just said, look, this video is art because I just said, I just mentioned like tangentially some existential thing about how we're all going to die. See, now this video is art. Because I make you think. That's what he thinks.
I got pleasure tingles from it, so it's art.
Expressing. We're trying to make use of the time we have and express ourselves in it. And sometimes that's monetarily motivated for
I'm not expressing
reasons.
myself.
But in terms of what matters most and why art matters so much, it's the art that has the ability to reach its true potential by helping you reach your true potential, by seeing the world the way you need or want to see it, that can truly be art in its greatest form. It doesn't even have to be pretty. It doesn't even have to look good. It just has to reach you, change you, affect you in the deepest, most personal ways.
By that definition, the Pfizer vaccine is art. You know what I'm saying? That most effectively reached and influenced everyone. The COVID virus was art, according to his definition.
There was a time in almost another life, it seems, that I used to visit this older woman who had some, really interesting sort of spiritual ideas. And I didn't necessarily believe them, but I found her a very honest and authentic, genuine person and enjoyed her company and hearing her ideas. And there was one day I showed up to her place and she said to me, I drew a picture of you the other day. You came into
Again, it's going to be so maudlin. Oh, he had a great conversation with an old lady, and then she drew a picture, and just that silly little picture. I'm gonna predict. And then it was such a crude picture, but it was from her and me and her connection. That's what mattered most. And that crude little picture, it wasn't a beautiful work of art. It wasn't a masterpiece, but the fact that it was about me and myself, and she noticed me. And she gave that to me, and she made that for me. That's what mattered most, and it ended up touching me. All right, let's see.
To my mind and my heart, and I drew a picture of you. And she pulled out this terribly drawn crayon drawing on a piece of paper with a black love heart in the middle, and crayon rainbow spreading out from that black heart. And it, for some reason, just hit me. It was so weird. I didn't expect it, but there was something about the fact that she thought of me. She maybe saw some pain I was going through. She took a moment to sort of put that down and express that and share it with me. And I felt reached or seen in that moment in a way that helped me realize that even though this piece of art wasn't beautiful, it was very valid, it was very real, and it did what art is meant to do. It spoke
Anonymous
between
tipped
us.
$5.
I literally predicted word for word almost what he's saying.
In a way that words really couldn't. So hard art is rarely expensive and certainly not renowned, but it is extremely rare because it is your art, your experience. And it is usually very high in those top categories. In particular, the message, even if it's not deep, it's targeted and specific.
You fucking
to
douche.
You, and it triggers an authentic human-to-human emotional connection that is unable to be replicated in any other way.
He really
Even
does
things
just
as
care
simple
about
as
that
my
emotion,
daughter's
the pleasure
drawings and
tingles that he gets.
Yes.
Then it's art.
Then it's art. Look,
10 out of 10.
We're done with this video now. Look, he mentioned F art or something, or shart art. Look, I want to show you an example of this, and we're going to sign off. Thank you guys so much for tuning in.
I eat a bunch of dye and then I blow a raspberry into a piece of canvas.
This is real human-to-human connection.
Oh, God.
Okay, and with that, we're going to leave you. See you guys next week. Thank you so much for hanging out. JT, thank you guys. That's it. See you guys later. Goodbye.
My fault. 3:15 a.m.